Cheers.
Cheers to episode 195. That looks like pee. Now that I hold it up, that looks like Patches O'Houlihan from Dodgeball's pee. It's tea.
Cookies and cream.
Not a free ad.
I like how they spell that Lyte, like it's edgy.
Yeah.
What flavor was it? I couldn't read the...
Peach mango.
Oh, that sounds like my nightmare, Evan. You like that?
I'm a huge peach guy, so yes.
Yeah.
I do not like peach flavored anything.
Or mango, really.
There's some good dried. Have you ever had just straight up dried mangoes?
I don't like any dried fruit.
I think, honestly, only at your house.
So good.
Dried fruit is disgusting.
Dried banana, like chips.
Disgusting.
Delicious.
Fantastic.
No, you guys both like those?
Yes.
What about fried fruit?
Never had it.
Like I don't know if is plantain a fruit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Have you ever had fried plantains?
Sorry,
kind of a banana.
Delicious.
It's the banana family.
Nanner family.
Alex, is that or the Chris Bum?
Who almost said it?
The Bum
Who
Raw.
almost said it?
The Bum Raw collab.
The last one was the Bum Raw collab. This is just the Raw. This one's pretty good.
Cookies and cream, you said.
Yeah, it's nice.
All right. Tonight is Monday, December 16th, 8:49 p.m. Eastern, 7:49 p.m. Central. We got Vikings Bears going on. Falcons Raiders too, I guess. Not sure why they did 2 Monday Night Football games this late in the year. But I'm not watching the other one, but I do have the other one over here in case.
You can't.
Yeah.
Can you can't dual screen these?
You can. It's just why do I need to watch that other one?
Oh, I have Brock Bowers and
not
Jordan
to Evan's
Madison.
point, but yeah.
Alex, were you watching college basketball on Saturday?
Yeah.
You better have been. He's a sweat.
Correct?
Yeah.
I could not get YouTube TV to multi-view any of the basketball games on Saturday.
Yeah, I was in multi-viewing. I was flipping.
It would not work, and I was getting pissed off. Is that a me problem, or is that actually...
Were they all on different networks, or were they all on...
I think they were some of them on like some ESPN families. Obviously, the big-time ones weren't any on any similar...
Well, they better not be messing up logistics if they just charge $10 more per month for everyone. You can't have that screw up.
Everything just keeps on going up. Everything. Spotify
went up too?
Yeah.
I still have a college discount for 4 more years.
Oh, that's illegal. Someone turn you in.
How?
So I used Apple TV, or not Apple TV, Apple Music college discount for 4 years. 5 years, 6 years.
But your email's going to go bad.
Well, it doesn't. And then I used my email for the Spotify this fall, or whenever I did it, summer. And now I have the college discount for Spotify for 4 more years.
Mine ran out.
Because I guess you never need the EDU email. They never send you anything. You just need to sign up.
They send you your Wrapped every
No, you have to verify.
Yeah. Oh.
I can't even log into my Michigan State account. I forgot the password for it.
People forget that used to be how we did the show on Zoom. Evan's MSU EDU. And so we could get the free longer than 40-minute runtime. Wow, what a throwback. On this show. Oh, that was an echo.
Bad echo.
Oh no. Hello. What did Alex do? What did you do down there? What did the host of the show? Look, he tries to look away, like back at his phone, like he did nothing wrong. What were you doing? What'd you hit?
What?
Are you sure?
What?
Are you sure we're good to go forward?
Yeah, my AirPods switched to my phone.
Oh, you were pulling up a video to watch.
Yeah.
That's so disrespectful. Weekly check-ins, Pookie and Dookie of the week. The Lions, pretty lengthy stuff about the Lions. They lost to the Bills this week. Other miscellaneous Week 15 NFL thoughts. Getting crunch time here in the National Football League. CFP week, college football playoff week. Never seen first round games on college campuses before. Maybe some predictions for the games, what you're looking for, and then transfer portal for Michigan MSU football, heating up, recapping what's happened so far, and also who you think we need to go get before it closes. And then the very last thing, if we have time, Michigan State hoops, and
talk about
the Tigers pursuing Alex Bregman.
Whoa,
Not
Michigan
sure.
lost since we had this podcast.
I'm saying
Michigan
Michigan
did
State
lose.
has nothing to talk about because we haven't played in a week.
We haven't played in 10 days.
True. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sucks.
Game at LCA tomorrow night, correct?
We're definitely going to come out very cold shooting. Then we'll figure it out. Win by 25.
7 o'clock.
7
ESPN 2.
o'clock.
ESPN 2, our last ESPN game of the season.
Wow. Is that true?
Yep.
Yeah.
All of the rest on Peacock.
5 or 6 of them are on Peacock.
Fox Sports 1 on Saturday.
All right.
It's
Before we get
Yeah. Dusty's squad.
before we get into actual sports, Alex, your week
Alex's week.
busy.
lived it
What
up.
day did we do this show?
I think we did it last Monday.
Less-
Monday, because Evan was not to bring up a sore subject, but at the time we thought Evan could still make the fantasy playoffs, and then we realized that KFM was putting an insane amount of points up, and it wasn't going to matter after the
Wasn't
show.
that Sunday, though? I think that was Sunday.
Yeah, we
though.
did that show Sunday night.
I think we did
Well,
Sunday.
it was Chiefs game was on
Yeah, the Chiefs game.
Which
Sunday
was
night.
versus the Chargers.
Chargers.
All right, yeah, all right, it was Sunday night. All right, so from last Sunday, Alex,
Tuesday.
you're now a father.
Oh, news to me. Tuesday we had a little work event, happy hour thing.
Yeah, for the holidays.
No, it was for a meet and mingle.
Good looking
That's
bald
right.
guy.
Yeah, he's really big. He's a big dude. He is much taller than I thought.
After seeing him again, I'll keep his name bleep. Do you think I could be a goalkeeper for the U.S. men's team one day if I had a year of
No.
training?
No, I mean, no.
No
I mean,
chance.
He's in
6'3".
He's much bigger than you, and he's in way better shape too.
Well, yeah, it's his
Also,
job.
for a goalie, do you realize you have to kick the ball like 70 yards and like precision passing and like put people in certain spots? You would have no f***ing clue what you were doing back there.
Wrong.
You'd be terrible. You would
don't
not
think any
even
of-
be remotely close to making the team.
Well, importance of goalie, 80% saving shots, 20% what you kick and do after it.
That's not true.
No, that is.
It isn't, but I mean, yes, saving the ball is the most important
Honestly,
thing.
maybe 90-10 because you could just do goal kicks every time and just boot it down there. Like, you don't need to really set up a play if you're really good at saving the ball.
Grant, you sound.
I think I would have
ignorant and
a
dumb.
lot of intangibles would come back to me, like riding a bike
Wait,
from soccer days.
So, what are you saying you could achieve? Because I don't even think you wouldn't even sniff D1 like college soccer.
If you gave me I probably would need 2 years to where I was paid a full-time salary just to train to be a goalkeeper for 2 years. I
And
could
like, what do you
make-
think you could get to?
Just make
No,
the national team
No.
as a third stringer.
you couldn't even make a professional team.
But like locker room vibes guy, like good for the team, but like still on the team because I'm good
No.
enough to be like, yeah, he can
No.
be in third.
No. You would not even be able to get close. So, saw him Tuesday. Then I had golf. We made a joke that we were going to ask him for some words of wisdom for our golf league. We didn't ask him.
Sure, that would have gone over really well.
I mean, he was like a nice guy. He was just talking about his family and like a group of like 3 people. It wasn't
Hit him
like
straight,
he was
boys.
up at the front and we were Q&A.
You guys have won 3 leagues in a row. You don't need my advice. Go get them.
So then we had golf Tuesday night. I think we shot 8 under.
Yes.
Played TPC Deer Run.
Yes.
I think that's
In-
the home of the John Deere Classic.
Iowa. Yeah. Shout out Trent from Barstool. That's his tournament.
So yeah, did that Tuesday night.
Did you guys see that video of Trent showing John Gruden his high school film?
No.
That was such a good watch. That was like the most wholesome. I mean, I can't get enough of John Gruden when interacting with them.
John Gruden's awesome.
It's one-liners that he has are so good. You're just watching Trent's high school tape from Iowa. Like that's you? You're pretty slow. Like he was like kind of ripping him too. Sorry, Alex. What did you do after golf?
Wednesday. Nothing exciting, I don't think. No, Thursday, nothing. Friday, half days on Friday in the off season.
Yeah.
So we went.
There is no
Until,
off season in M&I industry.
Amen.
Went to a Christmas themed bar.
Yeah.
And,
How was
we all
it?
got.
Did you dress up?
Jingle balls.
Ugly sweater?
No, I mean, when I say Christmas themed, they just had like presents hanging from the ceiling, and then
Santa
they
hat?
wrapped all their pictures type of deal.
So that's not Christmas themed. That's just decorations for Christmas.
Yeah, it's. Yeah.
You wore a Rudolph nose?
No, I went in my work clothes. But
Christmas
they
themed
had
is like everything is Christmas. Like
Yeah, like the drinks
food,
are.
everything.
Yeah.
okay. Then no.
The waitresses and
Christmas decorations. The waitresses and bartenders, they were wearing Santa hats. So there's that.
Oh, that's not.
That's
Santa hat's not enough.
sick.
Anyways, they had a deal where you got sliders, fries, 2 beers, and either a tequila or Jim Beam shot. Guess how
4.
much?
That's
$10.
messy.
12, 15.
How many sliders?
10.
3 sliders,
That's $15.
12.
Wow.
2 beers, Coors Light, I think. I don't know. It was just they didn't tell you what it was. They just gave you a beer in a mug. Two mugs, and then a shot of tequila is what I did. So good time. Did that Friday, and then Saturday was a just normal, nothing exciting. Sunday, nothing
No gym?
exciting. Oh, I mean, yeah, I go to the gym all the time.
How's the training going for the triathlon?
Yeah, we'll rediscuss in January.
Didn't
What's the last time you
Didn't
swam?
Wyatt personally attack you for that
Yeah,
recently?
I did. Yes, he called me a believe.
Definitely cut Alex deep because he knows it's true. He hasn't been doing
Yeah,
it.
I mean, yeah, it's true. Yeah.
Whoa, not
Are you?
I probably swim like. I think I did not last week, but I did the week before. So it's tough. Like when I look into the pool area and see there's like old people in there, like with their floaties, like learning how to swim. I don't want to get in it. Like I just don't.
Let's jump in with them.
Cannonball.
I don't think they're learning how to swim, Alex. I think they're doing it for health reasons.
Safety. Yeah, they don't
Whatever.
want to.
They're like
tread
walking
water.
with floaties. It looks stupid and
Alex,
it's
they're
dumb.
doing
and
it for like
Rehab.
exercise.
Go
Yes.
during the day. You people don't work. You're retired.
Oh my
They probably
god.
already had like bingo and
Christ.
puzzles and walking. They had to take their dog for a walk during the
So,
day.
anyways, the swimming portion not doing great. The cardio portion and everything else is fine. I still do that most days. Sunday I didn't do anything. Let's go to Evan.
This week I didn't really have much going on, to be honest. Won a basketball game on Tuesday of last week.
No big deal.
Have a game tomorrow. Beat Cole. I think we played Coldwater on Tuesday.
Cupcake schedule.
We play Blissfield tomorrow, Alex, if that makes you feel better.
Getting
Yikes.
even tougher.
Yeah. Baseball school.
And then, other than that, not too much was going on.
Varsity beat a team, Detroit Edison.
The girls did on Saturday.
Oh, my dad sent me a text. I did not look close
Girls
enough to see
have
if it was boys or girls.
D1 player, do they not?
Reigning Division II state champs, Detroit Edison, the girls did. Comeback
Oh,
victory
wow.
in double overtime.
Oh, wow.
Do they have a D1 player?
Yes.
Yeah.
Allie is going to Eastern Michigan.
Is that Zajac?
Stock up women's
Yes.
sports in Tecumseh. Stock down men's
Stock up.
sports.
Or the volleyball. Yeah. Well, we don't know stock down per se. Big
Well,
things. from the
someone
hoops
has to
team
go
this
down
year.
if someone's going up.
What's the varsity record right now?
3-1.
Oh, hell yes.
Did you lose to?
What's their net ranking though, with the
Parma?
strength of schedule?
You lost to Parma Waster? Come on.
It's a long bus ride. Hard to lock in after that.
It was at home, Granite. First game of the year. Ooh.
Wish I
You
didn't
lost
say
at
that.
home.
Yeah, first game.
How the crowds looking these days? How's the jungle?
Not as packed. They're pretty good still. Friday nights are pretty good, but like it's so hard to get people to show up on Tuesday evenings.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't think the Twitter account's very active. From when I
I
checked.
haven't. Yeah, I looked at it not that long ago. Nothing. Bone dry.
What's really popping nowadays is Tecumseh Barstool.
Oh, I did see that.
That
I don't
gets
know.
posted on it all the time.
I don't know who put me onto that, but maybe my sister was like, "Have you seen this account they made? It's like basically like the Jungle account, but like uncensored, unfiltered, rated R, because they just like say really mean things about other schools on there.
Yeah,
and like attack kids personally. I was like, God, these kids are
so
mean.
they basically for football season, I think for some basketball games, they will crop somebody from Tecumseh and put them on a guy's body with like somebody's player's girlfriend, basically.
Okay.
A lot of good time on their hands in Indian Hour.
Yeah.
Surprised the principal hasn't intervened yet.
Well, yeah.
They're not personally attacking one of their own. They're attacking somebody from a different school.
So that makes it okay?
And now it's like,
I think
if you
so.
get on to Tecumseh Barstool, like they post like memes on like almost Friday. And if you get on that, it's basically like your cool kid card, and it's actually like an honor instead of you actually getting like made fun of.
Do kids like still drink and stuff in high school?
I would assume so.
Yeah, that's a great question. Do kids like party, have fun?
I would.
Or do they just like all sit on their phones and like tweet at each other? I have a question for you guys. This was a topic today at work. So one of my coworkers was born like before October 5th, 2000 or 1999.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was confused because my sister was born in 1999.
Yeah.
She graduated 2017. This girl at work, she graduated 2018. And I was like,
she was old for the grade.
Yeah, I was like, oh, your mom held you back at the beginning.
Oh, started you later.
Or yeah, like held you until you were 6 to start.
Yeah.
He's like, no, the cutoff is September 1st if you're not 5 years old. Whatever. Some big spiel. There's some cutoff. If you're not 5 years old by September 1st or something like that, you can't start kindergarten unless your parents sign a waiver. Which I feel like my parents would in that scenario.
I don't know if it's state by state. I do know.
It is state by state. Because like I was thinking Grant Wilkins, both born
I
August.
think Michigan is like, whenever you want to start your kid, go ahead. Because
okay. Well, either way. So we went down this rabbit hole for like 10 minutes. And then I was like, what if you went in the class you were probably supposed to be in? How different would your life be? So the question being, if you guys were in the grade above, starting in kindergarten, how much different do you think your life would be right now?
It'd be extremely different.
Pretty different, I think.
I think it would be massively, like completely 100% 180 different.
Yeah.
Everything about it.
Everything differently.
Yeah. It's great. It's a crazy thought.
Your whole friend group is different. All your best friends are different. If you think of your best friends growing up.
He would still be in there.
Well, solely because we played baseball.
Also sports. But there would be some overlap.
200 some kids in that grade?
Like
there's a little overlap.
If you were older, Evan, we would have been on the same basketball team still. You and Grant would have been on the same football team still. We just wouldn't have been in the same grade.
Correct.
Yeah.
But like, would you have the same career? Would you have gone to the same college? I feel like everything could be massively different.
Maybe.
Nowadays, I see it even more than like in the past is like cliquey. Like, okay, like this grade class of 2017, majority of the kids, solid 20 of them are going to go to the university. Okay, the following year, a solid different kids are going to a different university. Like, I overhear people talking to the high school saying that, like, most of the kids don't want to go to Michigan State because everybody went there last year. So they're picking a different university all to go to.
That's an absurd reasoning.
That's crazy.
Absolutely.
I'd be a fair state.
You know what? I guess the university that's on the come up is Bowling Green State.
No way.
Dude, I am hearing like 10 or 12, 15 people are trying to go to Bowling Green State.
Well, you know what? There's actually a very famous Falcon alumni that.
Correct.
I think I think I still would have went to Michigan State personally.
Yeah, you have a picture of yourself getting stroked by Tom Izzo in his chair.
I think I would have eventually tried to get to Michigan State, but I don't know.
Grant definitely wasn't going to Butler.
If I was a grade younger?
Or older. I feel like you wouldn't have gone to Butler.
I don't know. I don't know if it would have necessarily changed that much.
the biggest question is, would the three of us have a podcast? Boy, I don't think so. I don't think so.
I don't know how it would. I mean, I know I would have still been friends. We still would have been friends. You just don't know.
You think we all still would have been friends?
Yeah, because I mean, like we still would have been neighbors. We still would have been neighbors.
Like Grant and Alex, you still would have lived together. That best friends,
best man in your wedding type of best friends.
I would say comparatively, like he lived with Drew, and he's like a family friend, grade younger. Like that's my case study that I keep using. We still would have lived together, and I like my family friends or whatever growing up with the Venetters. Like I still like Ben became friends with us. Like it all
Ben still would have dated my sister. I still would have been friends with Ben.
But we still would have lived like
we still lived in the same neighborhood. We still would have played sports together.
Yeah,
we still would have went to daycare together.
Would I have been? You're saying I would have just been like another to you in the neighborhood?
No, I don't.
It'd be so disrespectful.
Our dads also knew each other from high school.
Correct. Yeah, I think it all would have.
Our dads haven't played golf together same week.
Well, my dad wasn't on the Monday League until we were...
Okay, but they were on the couples league.
Ah.
Our parents'
Alex, we still had the biggest thing between us is like daycare, bro.
Barb's true.
Barb's true. Can't take
it would have been different because
13, 14 years away.
But I think our overall
13 years?
Friend group would be different.
13 years, so it was probably 12, 11.
Don't you think? Or you think our whole friend group would be the same?
I don't think our whole friend group would be the same.
A little different. It's like a butterfly effect.
Evan probably still does the coaching stuff. He still probably meets the younger guys. They're probably still involved.
Do I go to community college or do I go to like Grand Valley State?
I can give mine. Let's see. I don't think I really did anything until the weekend.
You went to the Lions game.
I did go to the Lions game. Basically, this weekend, Marissa's parents and a couple that's their family friends came down. First names only. It was going to be me, my dad, Dale, and Ed. We're going to a Lions game. Dale and Ed had never been inside Ford Field for a Lions game. So it was quite the to-do. They've been to the Silver Dome. Just had been a long time. It's a long drive for Yoopers. So I was excited for that. Friday, they weren't down here yet. Marissa and I just went to downtown Rochester, spent some money on some Christmas gifts. Went to, where did we get? We got a drink down there. It was pretty good. It was like it was called the Revolver is the drink I got. This bar, cocktail bar. Yeah, like that.
Like the one that you 3D print a silencer for and kill a United Healthcare CEO with?
Whoa.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Whoa.
That is topical, I guess. It was bourbon.
Crazy story about that.
With orange and then coffee. It was so good. I don't know how all those.
Was it the best thing you've ever had?
No, but it was really good. Marissa got an espresso martini, and she doesn't like whiskey, and she even like your drink is better than mine. I was like, yeah, it's a great choice. Saturday for hockey fan Evan, we went to the Wings game. Saw them play the Maple Leafs on Saturday night. There was a ton of Maple Leafs fans there. It was probably 60-40.
I wonder why you texted
they can afford it.
Maple Leafs. Yeah, and they all have their jerseys. It filled up. I mean, the prices at LCA are too high for how good the teams actually are.
It's ridiculous.
I can't even imagine what will happen when the teams are good. I don't know how people will go to those games because they're not good.
You can't go to a weekend Red Wings game. You can't. You can't afford it.
No, it's nuts. So that was fun. And then Sunday, Lions game. Still like a good day, just not. Yeah, obviously, they've only lost twice this year. You don't really want to be the one that sees a loss, but it was still good. We'll get into that. The one thing, I'll save it from Pookies and Dookies, actually. And that was pretty much it. It was a late night last night, probably a little low on sleep. My voice hurts a little bit because I gave it my all at Ford Field, even though I just felt that's a nugget. After a while, they just kept scoring. My dad's like, I don't know how you're doing it. He goes, I'm not standing up for this bullshit defense. I'm just like... I was like, I can't blame you because it just right up our hoop every time. I'm standing up, banging on the chair, still trying. I'm the only one in our section on first down, like the jackass, like, oh, there's that guy. I'm like yelling, and they just kept going up and down the field. He's like, yeah, like I don't know what you're doing, Grant. They're just gonna score every time. And I was like, yeah, you're right, but it's gonna make myself think that we can come back. So voice is a little sore. But other than that, let's get into Pookies and Dookies. I'll start quickly because it's on the topic. I only have one this week because I figured I'll save the rest of all my football thoughts for after. It's when there's no college football, you can't have like a 15 leg Pookie Dookie list. My main Pookie of the week is the bets that I placed, specifically with Ed coming down. He's not much of a gambler, so before the Red Wings game, we're at a bar downtown, Harry's bar, good spot. I open FanDuel, shove it in front of his face. I say, hey, pick an anytime goal scorer. Let's just go through this list. You make the pick, Ed. He goes, I like Lucas Raymond. I said, okay. And Ed knows puck. He coached hockey in the UP. He likes the Red Wings. I was like, I like Raymond too. Plus 210, good player. So all game, not much for him. He really isn't. Their whole first line was not very noticeable on the ice. Like I didn't really hear Larkin's name called ever. Jeff Petrie had 2 goals. It was his first 2 goals of the entire season that he had in that game. But lo and behold, I was joking in the third period. I'm like, we just need Raymond to get an empty netter. Once we went back up 3-2, I was like, empty netter Raymond. Like that's how we're going to get it done. So sure enough, Maple Leafs pull their goalie. There's like a minute and a half left. And we're like, is he out there? We're like, yep, there he is. I see him. He's got the A on his chest. Assistant captain 23 Raymond's out there. He's lingering. There's a couple stoppages of the puck. I think there was an icing for us. So we win the face-off. It trickles out. There's 5 seconds left. It hits Raymond's stick at our blue line. I'm like, oh my God, here it is. No one's in front of him. He's kind of slow playing it. I'm like, is he going to shoot this thing? Like, I understand, like, he could just ice it out. 1.6 seconds left. He makes it. Empty netter. Cash the bet. I'm like, let's go, Ed. Only won like $22 on it. It was like great moment. Fired up. And then we got to parlay that into the next day. So now we're at the Basement Burger Bar in Detroit. Put a 5-hour shift in there before the game. Miserable weather. A lot of Bills fans piling in. I said, Ed, all right, you know the drill. Anytime touchdown score, Detroit Lions. He's such a pro. He's looking at the screen. He goes, is there more players? I was thinking someone else. I was like, well, and that must mean their odds are really high, Ed. If I have to scroll. No, could you imagine?
That's what I'm saying.
No, he went with 2 touchdowns last week. He went with Tim Patrick, who was plus 410 because they think, he's not going to score again. Tim Patrick scores the first touchdown of the game for the Lions. We're like, Ed, you son of a bitch. We just keep winning bets. So that was huge. I also had J-Mo to score. He scored the last touchdown of the game. And then I had the over, which was easy as hell. So it was a clean sweep of our bets. Just the Lions lost the football game. So that was great. That's my Pookie.
Grant, not to correct you, but do you know what the A stands for on a hockey jersey?
Isn't the like backup captain?
Well, what did you say?
I said like assistant captain. I said an A word.
Evan?
Alternate captain.
Alternate captain.
I mean, come on. It's like I almost said alternate when you were quizzing me there.
Well, you said assistant, and I was like, that's not right.
All right, I'm sure. Yeah, the puckheads out there screaming like, "What?
Don't want the puckheads to be upset with you." So.
What a dope! All right, alternate captain.
Now you know.
Any other Pookies and Dookies from you guys?
Actually, speaking of puckheads, Pookies number 3 ranked Michigan State. Number one ranked Minnesota, and swept them.
First ass.
They won 2 games.
Yep, first win at Minnesota since 2019 regulation win
before COVID.
I think so. Don't quote me on the year, but it's been a while. So now we are regain number 1 ranking today, back up top. Feels so good.
How many years has he been there? 3. This is his 3rd year, Nightingale.
This is his 2nd year.
No, this is his 3rd full year.
2nd.
I think it's 2nd.
So you're saying in his first year? No,
in his first year, got a bunch of transfers and like junior high-level junior players last year.
No, it can't be. You're saying he was a game away from the final, Frozen 4 his first year at Michigan State.
He's pretty legit, dude.
I'm not. He is. Obviously, he is. I just don't think it happened. I thought there was one season before they got really good last year.
Yes. Correct.
You're saying yes to.
This is
2023 was his first year. Big Ten Coach of the Year finalist in 2023.
Wait,
Big Ten Coach of the Year in 2024.
This is 2025?
Yep.
Oh, I don't like how they do that then.
I don't either.
This is still 24, 25. All right.
3rd year.
But he turned that thing around fast.
Yeah, he's really
upgrades to the facility.
Yeah, big Sparty statue. Not really.
No, I'm saying since he got there, like Munn Ice Arena got upgrades for the Michigan State hockey overall. Got upgrades. That
and he's recruiting. He recruits his balls off.
He's recruiting at a very high level. It also helps. Now, our previous coach had the same title as U.S. A development coach for like in Plymouth or whatever right there.
Mm.
But obviously he's gotten some USA kids transfers and just top level recruits all over the country.
Is he bringing the alumni back? That's always the thing I love when you get a new coach and he understands the history, so he invites the alumni back.
Winning solves a lot of issues, so I'm sure the alumni are begging to come back now.
Abdelkader dropping the puck.
I think we had the
Big Ten tournament.
highest attendance in at least a Big Ten last year. Our arena's not very big. I think
our
the
percentage
Boston
wise is up there.
Who's
like
the
sell out
worst?
every game.
I'll answer my own question. I can Google that, Grant.
Worst attendance for a college hockey team?
No, that's way too specific. How am I going to find that? Could the Michigan State Spartans beat the Nashville Predators?
No.
No.
I just wanted to do that classic when you take the best team and the worst team in the NHL. They're 8-17.
We've still lost 2 games this year.
It's not that many.
Nashville's
How many
not bad.
Yeah, they're 8-17, I guess. Does Carrie Underwood's husband still play for that team?
No. God,
Probably not.
no.
That's all I know. And
got
then the
traded
catfish
like
on the ice.
3 or 4 years ago.
Even through this season, Michigan State is 6th in attendance, 107% of their available capacity.
You can go above 100.
Section, band,
Standing room.
Suites.
So averaging about 7,000 a game. Number 1? Any guesses?
Either Minnesota or North Dakota.
12,000 a game.
North Dakota.
North Dakota.
They got a
Their
brand new
facilities are
facility.
crazy.
12,000 a
outrageous.
game.
1,000 a game for men's
So
hockey.
imagine if Michigan State had 5,000 more fans.
That'd be a lot of green and white. I don't know if that uniform matchup plays well.
Did we play them this year?
No.
Notre Dame, when you play the Golden Domers, I love their hockey lids.
Uniforms.
Just on the MSU note, I'll give a Pookie for MSU women's basketball undefeated, number 15, and had a
Undefeated.
top 25 win against Iowa this weekend.
Holy
So
cow.
girls are rolling.
What
Had a-
about...
Well,
Oh, sorry. I was going to say the Board of Trustees approving renovations to the football stadium.
And fired the volleyball coach. What a week.
Wow.
Today.
You're up
Mutually
to
agreed
date
to
on the
part
latest.
ways, Alex.
Yeah, that's
I'm
we
sure
told
that's
her to
how it
leave.
went down. Yeah, you know what? I agree. I don't like it here either.
And then my other Pookie was Navy football.
Oh, my Dookie was Army, not to be mean to Evan, but God,
my
Evan.
Pookie was the over.
No, you can't dodge
You can't
your
do that,
quarterback laying a clunker in the game that they were
He
supposed to win
did
by
lay
a
a clunker
touchdown.
in the
And
game.
then their running back transferred out right afterwards. It's tough.
I didn't think the troops would do that. The troops are transferring.
Oh,
That's
Evan,
crazy.
I
Can
know
you
you
transfer
asked.
away from a service academy?
Yes.
That seems up.
Great question. I looked this up today because I was like, that does seem crazy that you can transfer.
Oh my God.
Just
thought of
Let's go to
something.
Arizona
And I
State
just looked
to
it up
party.
and I proved myself right.
You
Feels so
can
good.
only transfer out of a service academy if you're
Commander who
below-
signs off.
below a junior.
Correct.
status.
And you get approved to let go. That's what Inside Sources Wyatt told me today.
Yeah. So you have to be a sophomore.
And he says in those service academies, you really don't you don't really have a contract until you graduate. That's when you kind of sign on because then you'll be sworn in as an officer. Right now, you're just kind of like a cadet.
That Army running back was visiting Georgia this week or something.
No way.
Jesus Christ.
So does he not go to war now? He doesn't. You go
I
through it
don't
all
think
and-
so. I think he's trying to play in the NFL.
Just a question, Evan. Probably didn't phrase that the right way, but I mean that's on my mind.
Alex, regional
Evan.
sites for hockey this year for
This is what you looked up?
Yes, because I was right because I looked it up last year. Because you know when Michigan State had to play out in BFE.
Yeah, it was
in a
ass.
thousand? This
not
year,
happy. People were not.
one of
happy.
the regional sites is Toledo, Ohio, Huntington Center.
The walleye.
The walleye.
Yes.
The
That's what you
house
asked
that
for
Cam
last
Clark
year.
built.
That's what I asked for. Well, it's just because we're like, oh, look at next year. But Michigan State, 1 seed, they will be able to pick the closest
So we'll
region
host at the
host in
Walleye.
Toledo.
And then you'll go.
Yeah. I'll probably be on spring break like last year.
Watch it on ESPN2.
I'll stream it.
With John Butchergross, Butchie's OT goal scorer.
How do we
Steve
get college
Levy.
hockey to be bigger since we're good at it?
It's
a good
usually
question.
on BTN like Friday night.
They didn't put the Minnesota game on TV.
Friday night it was on TV, 8:30.
Saturday was not.
Saturday night was not because it's college basketball day.
The hardest thing you're always going to find with hockey is that sports need personalities, and I feel like hockey guys are always so reserved and it's a team sport where they don't love the spotlight, and they just don't. But they're so funny. Like I listen to the intro of like Spittin' Chicklets every week. I don't even really care about. I like turn it off after the hockey. I just want to hear Biz and Wit talk about what they did during their weeks because it's just hilarious the way they speak.
They're funny dudes.
Oh, it's so good. Shout out to Biz for being the ass of 6 people in a 6-on-1 fight. That's insane.
Insane. Also,
I feel like we're gonna get a call. We're gonna get a call from Alex one day. Evan, he's gonna be. I went to my local spot in Houston, and I got in a dust up with 5 Texans.
Beat the crap out of a couple of them.
I got 2 down, but I took some
up with full-on Texans. I'd probably get a gun pulled on me. It would not be.
Or a couple cowboy spur kicks to the head.
They'd probably want to do a quick draw. Oh God,
Alex, National Championship site.
Sorry.
Guess where the National Championship site is?
Hopefully at North Dakota, the 12,000 arena.
Nope. Think about it. Michigan State hockey.
So it's got to be close to us.
No. Where we win it in 2007.
Where we won in 2007. You think I remember the venue?
I was just thinking about that venue the other day.
I have no idea where they played. Minnesota?
St. Louis.
Where the Blues play.
Enterprise Center.
We'll pick you up.
I'll see you there.
All right, let's do Lions, Bills.
Oh.
NFL. Get your moans out.
I will take some blame for it. Texted in a group chat earlier that day saying I'm looking forward to it.
Not going to lie, when you said that, I felt nervous.
No, it fired me up.
I was like, there's more pressure now in the Lions performing this week.
I took a half day off of reffing, planned my whole...
Gets worse.
Whole food and what I was going to have. Sat down, got nestled in, ready to watch some Lions football just to lay it.
Second I saw those
got your wings order?
Wings in the styrofoam, I was like, they're
dog shit wings. They were good.
They look tasty.
Crazy Grant thought you made them and then put them in a styrofoam container from restaurant.
I was 15 drinks deep at Basement Burger Bar. You think I was looking that close?
We get it. You drink.
Grant was just itching to have some wings, and you just...
Yeah, I had some fried pickles.
I made some burgers for myself.
Oh. What do you cook those on, Alex, if you're in an apartment?
Cast iron.
Oh.
You cleaning that properly?
It's a lot of maintenance.
Hardly cleaning it, if that's what you mean.
Cast iron like griddle or cast iron like pan?
It's like a pan.
Smash Daddy?
I mean, you've gone deer camp and everything. All those pans Lou uses. It's a little rinse out. That's it.
Yeah, that's different. That's deer camp. Not in my house living.
Yeah,
different rules.
I clean it out. Yes.
Lions lose 48-42. I guess we should start talking about the winners, talking about the Bills, saying our nice things about them.
This is the first thing I'm going to say. This is the first thing I'm going to say. Is along that point. Okay, the Lions defense was Swiss cheese. We will not be able to stop a nosebleed for probably majority of the rest of the year. However, we are not going to be playing the MVP every single week. And
Josh Allen just did things you can't do.
I've been saying this last 4 or 5 years that I would rather have Josh Allen as my starting quarterback than Patrick Mahomes, solely because of quarterback power.
That tracks
a wet dream for you.
It was. I mean, him walking in the end zone doing his little jump with getting untouched because our linebacker's out of position. That's nice. And then they run bash to James Cook on the goal line. Oh, it's an offensive coordinator's dream.
Watching our shitty linebackers try to cover their running backs was disgusting.
Okay,
Ty Johnson had 115 receiving yards.
Also,
94 in the first 4 minutes of the game.
We didn't
unreal.
set the edge defensively one lick.
Right
so they kept on running the same exact dart or tight tackle pull, however you want to call it, over and over and over again. Defensive end jumps inside, gets hooked, gets sealed. Now they have 2 blockers on the perimeter. Nobody set the edge.
Number 17. I mean, he made a couple plays live that was just trying to you're more upset standing there watching it. You're not getting all the replays on slow-mo like on the CBS broadcast, I guess. Where my God, I can only imagine Tony Romo's pants after watching this game. It had to be insane.
So bad in this game. Just quickly, when we threw a screen pass to Gibbs and Gibbs fell down and they didn't.
He was just like,
my 10-year-old's could have completed that pass. I mean, that's one of the worst things I've ever seen. He was just openly shitting on the Lions throughout the game.
That's just an easy pitch and catch. I don't know how they don't do that.
Even though Jared Goff's running for 500 yards, doing anything he can to stay in this game.
Correct.
The couple of the plays that stood out was the one that was the most jaw-dropping that I resaw on Twitter today was when he rolled left and then he hit James Cook going back across the formation on like a angle route. That was like nasty. You can't even really do that on like modern NCAA football because they don't let your quarterback get his hips around like that and make it. That was crazy. His Keon Coleman play was disgusting. He just tiptoed the sideline and took a shot in the chest from Josh Paschal and dropped his jaw 60 yards in a bucket to Keon Coleman.
I don't know what Dorsey was doing on that. The guy broke his leg later, so I feel bad for him. But he was just like kind of floating. Yeah, I said something mean about him like 5 seconds before he got injured, so that sucks. He was just like floating around back there. I'm like, what is this guy doing?
Yeah. He just made so many plays. The concerning part, credit to them, they really twofold. They shut down our running game early. Again, after a while, we couldn't commit to running the ball because we were playing catch up the entire game. But they also ran it all over us to Evan's point. That one James Cook touchdown was like 15-yard, 10-yard walk-in. Just no stop or push at all. Like they just did whatever they wanted to do when it came to running all over us, which was concerning. Obviously, again, the injuries are the biggest factor right now, but it'd be nice to be able to hang your hat on being able to at least stop the run a little bit so it's not second. I think every time I looked up, it was 2nd and 5. I'm like, damn, they got another 5 yards on first down? I guess here we go.
You know, when it was first and long, 3rd and long, they'd get it.
The moment I felt the worst was it was 1st and 10. They get a holding or a false start.
1st and 20.
Went to 1st and 20, and the next play they throw a 22-yard pass to Kincaid. I was like,
oh, I remember that.
Jesus
I was upset was I think it might have been 3rd down. 3rd down, everyone's like, oh, they're going to run their wheel route again. We have Turner going out there, motion up onto...
That Turner guy stinks.
But his tackle on Jordan Love, though.
And then they come back to the short side of the field, and Arnold can't even run with Kincaid. Kincaid catches it. Kirby Joseph makes the tackle. That's when Kincaid counted both of them, and then pointing for the 1st down.
That's nasty.
Yeah, that was a sweet move by him.
3rd down on that situation. Just devastating.
And Tyrion had the lime green cleats on too, so you couldn't miss him if he was getting beat.
Who burnt Quan Alexander on like the 2nd play of the game? Like
probably Johnson.
Johnson?
Was 26 was catching that. I didn't even know who he was. I thought it was Ray Davis. I tell my dad, it's not Ray Davis.
Johnson.
It's Ty Johnson.
Yeah.
I didn't know who it was.
Probably partially on me. I did not do the American Psycho and put the headphones on during the game this time. I just stuck to the broadcast. So that's on me. But I felt like we couldn't get back into it. We were just like grasping for air the entire game because it started just so bad. So poor.
Let me do a
touchdown, 3 and out.
3 and out. Let me do a couple of the in-game stuff before we go big picture injuries looking forward because I still do want to dissect a little more. Before
open
injuries,
open tryouts.
Yeah, the onside kick, that was another thing that's getting talked about a lot. Where do you land with it, Evan? You made a verbal reaction there. What do you think about the decision to onside kick it?
My time this morning, I listened to the
coveted free time.
Yes, I listened to some talking heads talk about it this morning.
Dan Orlovsky.
He wasn't on the show yet.
Oh.
Some of them were all right with it, and some of them were also at the point where like you just got to know common sense. You just got to know it's way too early. Don't get me wrong. Yes, I know it's early. Okay.
12 minutes left in the 4th for those listening that don't remember. It was 38-28 after we had just scored.
It was a questionable choice. Sure.
Were we stopping the Bills?
No.
I mean, Dan said afterwards, if they didn't return it all the way to the 1 yard line, he probably wouldn't have felt as bad.
Yes, it's
hindsight. He felt worse. They scored
the
8
next play.
seconds.
It doesn't really matter. But Matt Collins tipped it up perfectly to him. If we had one guy just somewhat touch him, and he's not able to catch that cleanly, I think we have a chance to recover that football.
We had like 2 guys flying in behind him if it got over his head somehow.
Would I
It's
do
tough.
it that early? No. Would I have done it the 4 minutes later after we would have scored and been down by 10 still? Yes. But at one point, like you're Dan Campbell, we had a turnover. We punted more times than them, so we have to steal possession. And then you rather not do it before than after. That's why the NFL's soft, and you lose the art of being able to surprise teams in unforeseen circumstances.
And we still surprised them on the second one. Still almost
instead
got
of
it.
kicking it to the right, we kicked it to the middle, which that ball should have been ours if...
Well, we had one guy knee the ball inwards back to the guy who
That's your
fucked
boy,
it up.
Turner. Turner was out there.
God,
and
that
he
guy had a
wasn't
rough
trying
game.
to spear the guy that was recovering the football and like, hey, I'm just going to dive in there and try to grab the football. I think we would have got it.
It sucked so bad because every single line pointed that we had it, and I was like, "Oh, we did."
Yeah.
I was on my feet, running around in the living room, like, "Oh my god, we have it! We have it! We have it!"
Ball
We
summer.
don't have it.
We have like 10 seconds left to try to score a touchdown.
We
Let's
were
go do it.
We were going to be on the 50-yard line, 2 timeouts. I imagined a 30-yard play on the very first play,
To
and then
Waymo.
one end zone shot and hope for a miracle. I mean, I would talk myself into it.
Tim Patrick Moss is a cornerback in the
Now
end
they
zone.
miss a field goal. We miss a field goal.
Oh,
We turn the ball over.
I would have liked to have gone for it at the end of the first half instead of kick that field.
It was 4th and 9, though.
I thought it was like 4th and 5.
No.
I'm checking now.
Because a rare Amon-Ra
It
It was 4th and 10.
drop it.
Yeah.
I wanted to go for it there because I didn't think.
Yes,
we
the
were gonna make it.
Amon-Ra, I was getting a drink quick. I could see on the monitor. I was like, oh, I thought he could have
Those
caught that a little
back-to-back
bit.
dropped passes technically by him.
Yeah,
Because he got hit over the middle and then
he did
and
get
then
clocked.
the announcers once again. Well, you get hit like that the previous play. Of course, you're going to be a little gun shy.
That was
Sucks.
good.
He usually makes that play. He also fumbled. What a bad.
Goff got
I mean,
a hand in his
Great
face.
game
I'm
and
not.
bad game.
Goff had a hand in his face. I don't think
Goff
he
made
could
a
put.
good throw there.
He couldn't put all of it on it right there. Should you catch it? Should you try to slide and try to catch that football? Absolutely.
I think he should have caught it.
I think that's a ball that he catches 8 times out of 10. And
Agreed. That's why it hurt because it felt like we were going to get the momentum back.
I think a minor would have scored on that one because they were on man, one high safety, and the safety was rolling back across to the opposite side of the field. Ran a deep over route with him on a clear route because it was man, and he had a step on him.
I mean, look at down.
I mean, it was about to be 21-21. We were going to be fully back in. I already had my 0-0 text planned.
That's a good mentality.
And then, no. And then the second half started, and then it got worse.
My
4 plays, 70 yards, 50-yard touchdown run. Jamal Adams trying to run down James Cook.
My main lingering takeaway from the onside kick, I think what you said, Evan, it makes it a worse feeling that you have to announce it. So like that's what makes me like it a little bit less. Like if you could do a whole surprise thing, I'm down for that. But the fact you have to announce it over the speaker and be like, they're gonna try an onside kick, and I was like, oh shit, like they're gonna do this. Like
you have to
that
announce
is just
it.
tough to do.
And even like you don't have to the whole thing of not even doing like one on the ground, but like a little pooch kick, little half 50-50.
Has to land in the.
Yeah, it has to land in the landing zone. Like you run underneath it, like Nick Saban did in the national championship game against Clemson.
That was a sick one.
Yeah, the kickoff stuff.
Shit like that. Like you don't have to announce you're running a fake punt ever.
No, we still would though, and do it if we had to. So, let them rip.
Fake punt here. Guess who's gonna get the ball?
We basically did against the Vikings to start the game. That's about as close to announcing what you're about to do.
Boy, that was bad.
But we won that.
We won that game.
The other thing about the onside kick, which I thought was I think you texted Evan. I just don't understand the mentality to do it then if you weren't going to do it after you scored again. Because like I don't see what the difference was between doing it. One of you.
I said I was confused. Why are we doing it?
I think it has to be. I think you asked the question, do we onside again? I think I said you have
like
to.
If you're going to do it 40, if you're going to do it down 10 with 12 minutes to go, but you're not going to do it down 10 with 8 minutes to go. I don't understand the difference between 4 minutes of gameplay. Just because you thought you'd get yelled at even more by the fan base if you did it. Like, I just don't. There was a lot of audible people around me saying, like, oh, that's the game. I know they're just reacting to the onside, but it's like, that's not what lost the game. That's like, yeah, did it suck that they scored a play later? I also was mad at myself because for some reason in my head, I was thinking I'd think of muff punts and I thought you couldn't return that. I was like, you can't return that. I was like, oh shit, they're at the 5. They did return that. But that did not cost anyone the game. I tweeted about it. I wasn't mad, but I was just like, people are holding on to something that's a lot smaller of a big deal. It was weird, though, I admit, that we didn't do it later. Like, let's just, if we're going to do that,
yeah, you should have done it again.
Because to the point, they kept throwing on the stat. It's a 7% chance that you get an onside kick now with the new rules of announcing it.
Yes.
So 93% chance you don't get it. Well, there's probably a 90% chance that if you kick it deep, the Bills score 7 points 5 minutes later. So that's where I felt like that game was at that point. 100% they get some sort of points because we couldn't stop them to save our lives. Yeah. So that was not where the game was lost.
Well, they punted once, and then they had 2 field goals. Missed one, missed one.
Grant, are you ready to say Amon-Ra fumbled?
No, it was kind of funny after the game. So we went back to the hotel bar, and we were sitting there catching up with the girls after their shopping. And I was like, I think I said something. I was like, yeah, I overreacted a lot when Amon-Ra fumbled. Like, I acted like a complete. And Ed was like, yeah, you were pretty fired up during that. Like, just him. And I was like, I was mother effing. I was so pissed because it was such a. We didn't get really any reviews of it. It was chaos. And then they announced with the guy comes on and says it's Minnesota's or it's Buffalo's ball. Like, it's a fumble. And I was just like, that's just so stupid to me. I'll try not to swear here, but it fires me up because it's like, slow down. It looks like the clearest fumble of all time. It's just like when it's live, which is still there's a bigger picture story about replay in football. I guess technically it is. It's one of those ones that like sucks, but like anyone who's caught a football and you have it extended and the guy's on you and like pokes it out, like I understand he took 3.5 steps if we're being nice, 4 if you're going to go most generous, but like to me a fumble's more like if he had a chance to tuck it and it got punched. Like he was still
he made a football move by moving.
By just running, that's just called momentum of running a route. That call still pisses me off.
But
I guess by the letter of the law, I would say this. I'd feel dirty if, like, I'd celebrate if they did that, if Keon Coleman did that, but I'd feel dirty. Like, if you asked me sober after the game, I'd be like, yeah, it's kind of a cheap one that we got a fumble off that. But I get it has to be. It just was live. It's so bang bang, slow down. It's like, oh, he took 4 steps. It's like, well,
I was thinking that was ruled not a catch. Don't forget.
I do remember that.
Same type of thing.
Was that third down? Or was that was first down?
Okuda was involved. I remember that.
Yes.
Are you talking about the Lions one? The Lions one was
first down. I think we were driving.
That's when the game was over. In my mind, that sucked.
Agreed. We died at that point.
Grant, I have a question.
And
how long
they
did
got
it
a
for
face mask?
Yeah. How long did it take for them to mark that penalty off?
Pretty fast because my dad's like, "Are they counting that?" And I was like, "Yeah, they're just marching
that's a terrible rule. You get the face mask penalty on your turnover.
Well, it's a personal foul, so it automatically listen to Gene Sarator.
I listened, but it pissed me off.
Any personal foul just automatically carries over.
Like that's when all my like SOL demons were coming up because I was like, we're just getting hosed right now. Even though we don't deserve to win because we're down 28-14. I understand we're getting mollywopped by the Bills and dog walked around Ford Field. But like in that moment, I was like, at least give us a fighting chance. We're still trying to drive to make it a 1-score game. And you're going to say that our most strong, sure hands player fumbled when he's like running towards the ground with it extended. It gets popped out. It's like, yeah, I guess it is. But like, come on, let's be honest here.
Between that and 2 drops,
incomplete pass.
Tough game for him. Minus the 14 catches.
I will hold it.
Minus the franchise record for receptions in a game.
Yeah,
his touchdown was disgusting. What a throw by Goff on that! I couldn't believe that got through the defense.
Crazy.
That sucked to be back in.
Holy shit, we're back.
I was back on my feet. I was like, oh my god, we're gonna win this game like the Houston game that Alex was at. It's gonna happen. I was like, no, they have Josh Allen.
Josh Allen.
Yeah, you're not getting a gifted interception. CJ Stroud throws a little duck to the corner.
No, 2 picks to curl. Yeah, it's just that Amon-Ra pisses me off, and I do admit I acted like a loser in that moment. And sorry to any kids that were in earshot.
I can tell that you were a little worked up about that.
It just felt so dirty. And again, I wasn't getting all the slow mo replays. It was such a whirlwind. It was so fast. Balls out. I'm like, that's not a fumble. Amon-Ra's not going to fumble it. Incomplete at the very least. And they're like, oh, their ball and 15 marching that way. And also, when does an offensive lineman ever get called for a face mask? I thought it was just illegal hands to the face. I didn't see the replay of it, but like, what was that penalty call? Who did he face mask?
It was hands to the face. But he was gripping the face mask. We had a lot of shitty penalties. Just a bad game. Just a bad football game.
But I mean, offensively, like still did whatever we wanted to do.
Well,
For
the
most
Detroit
part.
News or Free Press or whatever stupid Blue Wall Media Network said the Lions offense needs to look in the mirror, Grant. So
Yeah, it's like
Got you to talk about it, Alex.
I guess we should go big picture, Alex. I'm going to throw it to you. Obviously, for those that aren't caught up on the injury news, McNeil goes down. He's done for the year.
Done.
Davis
Done for
maybe
next year too.
Davis is probably done for the playoffs, but maybe Montgomery's done for the year. If they confirm that, that was the craziest one. We thought the offense was good, and that just comes in with an hour after that McNeil's done. There's a lot of good where my phone. I was screenshotting stuff today where like they take the depth chart and they cross out in red all the people that have been knocked off the list, and it's just a disgusting amount of people. Like I think Dave Burkett tweeted out, who would you rather have, the Lions IR defense and the Lions starting defense right now? And it's I honestly would take the IR defense. Like the amount of people we have on IR, because you have McNeil sucks, because Hutch and McNeil are your most disruptive defensive players on the line.
Players he would like really want would be Campbell, Kirby, and Branch.
All pro safeties.
Outside of those three, the IR guys are probably better.
Of your starting lineup, I think this is maybe from day one. You have DJ Reader left, Jack Campbell, Brian Branch, Kirby Joseph, Terrion Arnold, and Meek Robertson. You lost Davis, Hutchinson, Anzalone for now, McNeil, Marcus Davenport. And then obviously Derek Barnes, Melifonwu.
Rodrigo.
It's just like that's the mix of the high end talent and then all your depth.
All your depth
is so alarming. Just no depth. Like Dan can say all he wants in the post game, like we got to figure it out, like we still got to go to work. But like his actions, you don't onside kick at that moment if you think your defense is remotely good. Like you're like, yeah, we're terrible. We can't stop anything. So his actions are telling us what he actually thinks about the defense, which is fine because that's how we all feel.
Today,
but also the MVP. So that's my spin zone. It's also the MVP.
Today was a bad day. Today was a very bad day.
Bad day defensively.
Bad day, sad day.
It feels like I'm a very glowingly positive person most of the time about any sports team.
It's true. The outcome or the outlook of the season has dramatically shifted.
We're talking about we were the best team in the NFL for sure. I don't think anyone
a couple weeks ago.
To we're still the best team in the NFL without Hutchinson, without this person. And then, it keeps going. Today, after what we have, I no longer feel confident in saying that we are the best team in the NFL. It feels like, it feels like it's dicey for us to win multiple playoff games this year.
Oh, it's worse than that.
I mean, we're in the playoffs.
You think so?
Evan.
You guys
I think we're winning
more
one.
down than me.
Oh, I'm not talking about the playoffs. I'm talking about, I think we're in the playoffs.
We're not going to win the division.
Division looks now.
Shaky.
We are not favorites to win the division.
Yeah, we have to be. We'll beat the Vikings at home.
I mean, it just sucks because this was the
I'm going to do blind confidence.
This was the greatest Lions team we had ever seen in our lives, and it is getting
Alex.
Greatest show on turf.
It was a good 12 weeks.
Ripped away from us every single week. It's another person. Oh,
good
you're
12
gone.
weeks.
You're gone. You're gone. And then Montgomery. People are like, oh, yeah, we still have Gibbs. Montgomery was like heart and soul of the offense. The offensive line loved to block for him. When you needed like the gritty yards, that's your guy. That now he's gone for the year. That was just like, we can't catch a break. The one guy Evan doesn't like, Taylor Decker, came back. I mean, why couldn't it be him? Why couldn't it be him instead of Montgomery?
Jesus.
That's okay. You're too far. The thing that surprised me, and maybe this is just because I was more negative on the outcomes of the last two games
than last year's team.
I don't think so.
Yes, it is, Grant.
Did you look at? I went through our playoff defense against the Rams. It's not.
Look at our
different.
defense right now.
Yeah,
your
I have it pulled up.
Best defensive players are not playing that you had playing last year. They're not there. McNeil and Hutchinson are your two best defensive line is
besides Bridge. Our defensive line is different from than last year.
The line is tough, but we still have talent. Like they can have their moment to step up in the sun.
No, we don't have talent. We don't have talent on the defensive line anymore.
We have bums out there.
This will be your real. This is a good tweet from at Anthony Ryder 5. He did realistic playoff defense for the Lions based on timelines of when you should get people back. So your defensive line's looking like Zadarius Smith, DJ Reader, Levi Onwuzurike, Josh Paschal. Those like four you can
Pascal
your hat
better
on.
freaking set the edge.
We
Okay,
can't
need
get
that.
any pass rush, though.
And then you'll have the Muhammad guy as depth, and then whoever else you
Pat
can find.
O'Connor, some dude named Williams.
Pat O'Connor will play.
Christ.
Your linebacker room, I think, takes a big improvement. You get Jack Campbell there. Alex Anzalone's back. I also thought sneaky Nowaski hasn't been bad. He was out with the Bills with concussion. He'll be back. And then you have Reeves Maben. So you have 4 linebackers.
Reeves
a little
Maben
bit of
is not a guarantee, Dan said today.
I know, but I'm counting him in. He's a dog. He also played in the playoffs last year. I think he'll be back ready to go for it.
Fine linebacker group's okay. Nothing great.
Your
Derek Barnes
cornerback
would be nice.
Your cornerback depth is going to look like Arnold, Robertson, Rakestraw, and Vildor.
Worse. That's horrible.
You think so?
That's horrible, Grant.
The way Cam Sutton played against Mike Evans down the stretch.
No
mixed with
different than a
Vildor.
rookie.
I don't know. I'm going to believe in my guy. T.
Arnold's not going to get burnt, but he's going to get a DPI in a playoff game.
That's better. That's okay. We'll
Vildor
get DPIs.
is terrible. He is worse than last year. Way worse.
All right, maybe
he gets cooked every single play.
Maybe Rakestraw has a breakout.
Rakestraw ran through a ball on a punt.
Okay, we're not asking him to do that.
Rakestraw's not going to be ready to play.
Your safeties should be
fine.
Branch,
Kirby and Bryant. Fine.
Joseph, and Melifonwu back to help the secondary.
Melifonwu's got to play at corner.
And set the edge.
Or like nickel corner.
Branch.
Alex, I'm struggling with this as your friend and as
no pass rush, Grant. None.
We don't have a pass rush.
Well,
we had Hutchinson last year. As much as Evan shits on that guy, he's really good. We would need him.
Whoa, I never said he was
Ali
not
McNeil's
good.
Our best pass rushing D tackle by far. Not even close.
Zadarius only played 43% of snaps. I don't know what's going on with his health or if they. I don't know, but
I don't know if he's that good.
I still believe that he'll give us a little bit down the stretch. I do think he'll give us a little bit down the stretch.
I watch his moves and he looks underwhelming.
We also, this is the part, okay, this is why I'm struggling with Alex, because we came on the show the last 2 weeks. I picked against the Lions against the Packers. I picked against the Lions against the Bills. So maybe that's where I'm coming from, where I wasn't expecting us to win both these games.
No, I didn't think for sure we were going to just walk in, beat Buffalo. The loss is now what's spiraling.
Like you'd be like, oh, you're going to pick against a team that hasn't, has won this many games in a row. Like our defense on paper was worse against the Packers. I knew this game was always going to. He's the MVP of the league. He's just an alien now. That's also part of this.
The game result is not what is worrying me. Like that's fine.
We just played Jordan Love, who people. Again, I wouldn't want to play the Packers a third time if we can avoid it. This is a lot of the same opponent that they can learn things. But our defense on paper that night was 5 times worse than what it will be if we play them in the playoffs, assuming things hold. Like but we still had to play
like a near flawless offensive game and go perfect on 4th downs to win that game.
We did not play perfect
on 4th downs.
We did okay. We gave one up and then got through a terrible 6. We gave them 14 points off of our.
Yeah, because the Packers had a terrible first half.
Yeah, I'm saying that defense still, like, if you can hold a team to 28 points with this offense, how good they are, like, you should be able to win 2 playoff games to go to the Super Bowl.
The blueprint is out. Like, everybody knows now you can easily shred this Lions defense. It's no different than last year. And
correct.
Last
we should have won made the Super Bowl.
Yes, but you have to play perfect with this shitty defense, and that's the problem.
We didn't play perfect in those playoff games.
And we lost, is what I'm telling you. We had to play perfect that entire San Fran game to win.
Yeah, on the road at the Niners.
Yeah.
Well, no, we didn't need to play. We didn't slow down. We did not need to play perfect to beat the Niners. We just couldn't piss down our leg in the second half in one of the all-time choke jobs. Like, we didn't need to play perfect. We played a perfect first half. We did on offense.
And it wasn't enough.
Played amazing because we collapsed. But this team is older. They're a year. They're not going to collapse if they have a lead like that. If that happens,
it's not
we
going
won't
to
do a
be
show
on the offense
for like 3 weeks.
But like, you're asking your offense to do so much to the point where eventually the pressure can get to them, and they're going to. And Goff will make his shitty throw like he did against the Packers. Like it's so hard to sustain and win with a bad defense. That's why it never happens. Teams with bad defenses don't win Super Bowls.
Yeah, we just need them to play like an average game 3 times.
The Chiefs have like the best defense in the league the last 3 years, or at least in the playoffs, they always show up and are great at defense.
Listen,
we don't have.
I would love to win the Super Bowl. That's my dream.
I'm saying to get to the Super Bowl. Philly.
That's what I'm saying. I want to get
a problem.
The goal should
Green
be
Bay is a problem. Minnesota.
I agree with Evan, where everyone's looking ahead to the playoffs right now. It's like, can we just win our division first? Because that's still very important to do.
Let's talk about Minnesota.
We get to go on the road and face the Rams, who we knocked out of the playoffs last year and who's fully healthy.
Do you think we can stop? Just hypothetically. These are the cores we'd be going against. A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Saquon Barkley. Those are 3 weapons on one team. That's a problem. Jordan Addison, Justin Jefferson. That's a problem if we face them. Packers, I don't know. Their weapon, big names aren't that scary, I guess. And then Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua, Kyron Williams, Stafford. That's another problem. Like when you look at all the offenses that we're potentially going to play in the playoffs, they will see our defense and be very excited to shred them. And our offense will shred those defenses. I'm not worried about that. But when you get into track meets, it's going to be tough to string 3 wins together in a row doing that.
I just need 2. I want to be in the Super Bowl. Whatever happens. I don't think we'll win. I already told you if we play Lamar or Josh Allen in that game, we will not win. Our defense is still not on that level. I just want
to get to the Super Bowl. I don't feel that great that we're going to get to the Super Bowl against all those NFC teams.
But when you say stop, like what's stopping an offense?
You got to hold them to 3 instead of 7 in the red zone. And then
I'm talking final score of a game. What are you not comfortable with this offense putting up that we can overcome that? I think this offense can score 35 a game in the playoffs for 2 games in a row to go to the Super Bowl.
I don't know if 35 is enough in all those
games. If it's
games.
at home, on Ford Field turf, they're scoring 35.
I think it's almost worse to be at home because the offenses will just have free reign against us to score a billion. You put them in bad weather, our defense has a better chance.
No, because we cannot. No, because I want to play to our strength. Our strength of our entire team is our offensive line and offense and scoring, like best offense in the NFL. That's our strength. We're not going to win a game.
So you want to get track meets. You don't want to grind possessions.
We can't. We don't have the defense to do that anymore. We can't.
We have the offense to waste clock and run the ball 1,000 times. We do have that offense.
If they can prove it, the last 2 weeks we haven't been able to run. We're shit. So I got to see it again.
Well, we didn't even run this week because we were down so much.
No, let's just light up. Yeah, I want to be in sprints. It's going to be chaotic. You're going to need a bunch of heart medication, but I just want to balls to the wall. Go for it on every 4th down.
I just don't know how that's sustainable. Like, you're bound to.
It's just 2 games. No one's saying you have to win 16 games. You just got to win 2 games.
It's potentially 3.
Well, I'm not thinking that yet. That's a different conversation.
You're already now locking in a 1 seed.
Right now we are. So that's how I'm speaking.
Do you think we're going to beat Minnesota? Because that's what it's going to take.
Yeah, I do. I think we'll beat Minnesota at home. I also think they'll probably lose it. So they'll lose to the Packers or something. They're not going to win out.
You think we beat San Fran?
Yes.
And we beat Chicago this week.
Yeah, we're going to kill Chicago.
So you think we're winning out? We're going 15-2, 1 seed. Everything's fine. Injuries don't matter. Dan Campbell, bite kneecaps off. We don't care.
This is where I think I was at the entire year. It's the answer of a lot of things in life. It's like reactionary Monday. Again, we haven't lost since like September, so I understand. And we lost a lot of people on defense, so I understand it all. But I always thought the entire year, even though I thought we were the best team in the NFL, that the playoffs are still going to be 3 to 7 point games. They're going to be one possession games.
No one thought we were going to blow teams out on the way.
So I never thought we were as probably great as the rest of the fan base did. Like I thought we were amazing, but I didn't think we were just going to like steamroll everybody. I can't believe we beat the Packers twice this regular season. That's a huge accomplishment to do that. So that's where I was. And so now after this loss, I don't think we're as bad as everyone I feel like feels this Monday. Like we're not, we lost to Josh Allen by 6 points. I understand some backdoor stuff, but like that's a Super Bowl team. The Bills this is their year to go win it all in New Orleans. They have everything in front of them. If they don't get there, it'd be embarrassing. Their defense is also crazy. Their fans are probably like, damn, we couldn't stop them whatsoever.
They had their entire secondary out, but
it's just, again, it's just,
I don't think this Lions team now in its current form is much different than last year's Lions team.
Which is a good thing to me. We were in the NFC title game, should have gone to the Super Bowl. That's fine.
Yes, but I mean, it took a miracle in the first game to win. We got a pass interference that didn't get called. If we're being realistic with ourselves.
Well, the Rams would be the scariest of those teams you just listed because I trust their quarterback the most.
Yeah, Stafford would
play that with the Vikings in a home playoff game,
Agreed.
I probably would
Sam
feel
Darnold
like too cocky and going into it. I'd be like, yeah, we'll be fine. We'll figure it out.
I think the most concerning part is that we can't stop the run now either. last year's team, with all the problems they had, they stopped the run.
Yeah, and that's what I'm partially banking on. You get Anzalone back next to Jack Campbell. You add in Reeves Maben. You add Melifonwu to help. Like, I think the sum of their parts is you can stop the
Lee
run.
McNeil being out is a massive.
I don't think it has anything to do with the linebackers.
I mean,
McNeil is a big.
It does to not be able to plug the holes.
The defensive line being Swiss cheese is.
Well, you got to hope Reader earns a little bit of his money that he made in the offseason. He's got to have a big. I think people just need to
play.
They're going to have some people, well, you said, Alex, players play. They're going to know the moment they have in front of them. I still believe that they can get enough. That the Packers game, again, I keep going back to that. It was 31 points, which I'll take in a playoff game. They were nobodies, and they played their asses off for one night. You just need that 2 weeks in a row after a bye week, hopefully. Full rested, ready to go. You need that twice.
Better get a 1 seed.
I think they can get to the Super Bowl. I just don't think it's nearly as likely as it was 4 or 5 weeks ago.
Well, yes.
It's no longer like yours
the odds
to
in
lose.
Vegas
I think
reflect that.
It's now. It's a toss-up.
I still think it's ours to lose if we get the 1 seed. I mean,
So-
2 teams got to walk in there and
I
win.
think it's a toss-up if we win the division last week of the season.
I do think Green Bay will beat Minnesota and take care of that for us.
I thought the Bears were going to not win tonight, but make it
Green
close
Bay
tonight. They
beats
suck.
Minnesota,
Then we're
Yeah.
good.
and Minnesota still beats us. We still own the tiebreaker over them.
Yes.
What's the tiebreaker?
Yeah.
NFC North record. We'll have 1 loss. They'll have 2.
Yeah. Well, we got to be, yeah. So, yes.
Assuming
All
we
things
beat the
considered.
Bears.
So
Right.
you
Yeah,
rest-
that makes sense.
So
The
you
first
rest
one.
everybody that game.
Yeah. Doesn't even matter.
Well,
You beat
then
the
Philly,
Niners.
then Philly would get
Oh, yeah.
the 1
Philly's-
seed.
You got to watch
They-
out for Philly.
What's
too.
Philly's schedule?
schedule is bad.
They play the Commanders
It's
this
easy.
week.
We need the Commanders to win bad. Really bad.
Eagles aren't even struggling. Oh my God! Commanders, Cowboys, Giants.
Division games.
They're winning.
3
out.
division games.
The Giants are starting Tim Boyle this week.
They're winning out.
So we have to have Washington. It'd be so funny if Dallas went into Philly and beat them at 425. on
Vikings
Fox.
go
That would just be
Seahawks, Packers, Lions. So the
no
tough games.
Geno Smith though. So yeah, 2.
It's in Seattle too.
Damn it, that sucks.
Packers is at home. They'll probably win that game. We could be looking at the 5 seed.
We could, I guess. I'm not going
5
there
seed. You go play Tampa or Atlanta or
What's
whoever.
Tampa now? Tampa's winning that division.
yet. Alex, what did you say the entire time? We had to go 3-1 down the stretch. That has not changed.
Yeah, Vikings. It's the game. Yeah, we could lose that. Is what I'm saying, and then we would be the 5. You know what I'm saying? I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be mad if the Lions make the playoffs and the 5 seed. I still think they can get to the Super Bowl from that position. I said that last week.
Not me.
Bucks are 8-6.
That's where, if you want to draw my line of puddle, that's my line. We're not going on the road like 2 or 3 times
So we're
with
gonna
this
face
team.
either the
Bucks go
Bucks-
Cowboys, Panthers, Saints. So they're winning out.
So we're going Bucks or Rams. Bucks or at Rams. Oh,
Love the at Bucks. We'll win that
Yeah,
game.
Bucks will win, but
well, they beat us already this year.
Right. They can't do it
right.
again.
That's
though.
why we would win. We won't
It's
one
also
for
why
7 in the
the-
red zone.
It's also why the Bills won. I told you guys, I was saying it all day Sunday to people that would listen. They're not going to lose 2 games in a row. They're the Buffalo Bills. They're a really good football team. Just like we're not going to lose to the Bears. I know it's a different caliber opponent, but like they lost to the Rams. They're not going to like come in here and lose to Detroit as well. It's just never a game that I felt good about.
Do they reseed in the NFL?
Yes.
They do.
Yes.
We seed. You just play the lowest opponent.
Yeah.
That's reseeding.
I
Well,
wouldn't call that reseed.
Reseeding below the
It's
1.
reshuffling, I guess.
Whatever.
So if the 7 wins, they play the 1.
So
Simple
realistically,
as
if
that.
this playoff started today, we would play Green Bay in the second game. In our
Alex
first,
is
in
doing
our
the
first
thing we
game.
talked about, Evan. We're 1 week at a time. We need to beat the Bears.
We
need to
aren't
win the
playing
North.
on
We
the
need
The
to beat
Eagles
the
on
We
the
are allowed to
tiebreaker
do
over
this.
us?
No.
No.
I'm saying
If we win
have the
out,
bye,
we are the 1. That's all we have to do is win our games.
but we
Everything's
would
in
play
our
the
hands.
Packers in the divisional.
Well, we have the bye, so the Packers have to face somebody first.
The Bucks.
You have no idea who's going to win. We'd play the 7 seed if they win. Like we don't know
Bucks
who's
will
going
get
to
a home
win.
game against Green Bay.
You
You
think
never
the
know.
Commanders are going to beat the Eagles?
Maybe.
They could. It's at home.
The
Or what about the
playoffs?
Rams? The Rams got to play someone.
Yeah, Rams Vikings. Rams are the 4.
Oh, Rams would go into Minnesota and win that game so fast. It'd be hilarious.
It's in Los Angeles. They're the division winner.
Oh, they win the West. Oh, yeah, even better.
Like this playoff, these teams, I'm not sure about the order. These are probably the teams. Like it's pretty much. It's either Seattle.
NFC, yes.
Yeah, it's done. Seattle lost Geno Smith. They're done.
Yeah, so this is
Niners
it.
are done.
So
Thank God the Niners are out.
If we get the bye, we're facing Green Bay, like almost pretty much guaranteed in the divisional.
Nobody thought Green Bay was going to go into Dallas and beat Dallas last year, so I'm not going to go
so you
full
think
on board
Green
with
Bay's
that.
going to lose to Tampa?
I'm saying it could happen.
So if that's the case, you
Tampa
play the
beat
Rams
Philly
or the
last year.
Vikings.
Because Alex, it's the NFL playoffs, dude. Every game is a razor's edge in a lot of these situations.
No matter what, you're playing the Packers, Rams, or Vikings in your first divisional game.
Fine.
That's
They're all going to be tough games.
Yes.
Even if we were fully healthy, that's a tough game.
agreed. And I feel worse about it now with the current team we have.
Sure, but I also want to see our opening day playoff roster and see what we're
I
working
do
with
not
after a
want to
week
play
off.
the Rams at all.
I agree with that. I would not like to see them.
There's no way Stafford loses us 3 times.
He could, though. Got Jared Goff. They still have to stop us. They gave up 47 to the Bills as well. We act like every other team loves their defense. I mean, Christ. Philadelphia Eagles hated their team like 3 weeks ago before they went on their little run. Their fans hated their team.
The little run, Grant, they won 10 in a row.
Yeah, but they've been hating them. Like when they almost lost to the Panthers, there was a video of the fans coming out of the game like, yeah, we're still shit, but we just got lucky against the Panthers.
I can see the Commanders
team
beating them in the playoffs first round.
Except for Vikings. Vikings fans, after seeing this game, are going to think they're the shit.
They're only up 13-3.
They just scored Aaron Jones. They're up 20. I guess that's our exhaustive takes on the Lions. I still believe in the boys.
We still believe in them. No one said we don't.
But I'm saying I'm not to the point where I'm going to be.
I just think like
disappointed.
Last year, it was house money. Win one playoff game, we're happy. This year, we're not going to be happy if we win one playoff game and lose.
It's called expectations. They've changed.
Yeah, but the problem is the team's the same or worse.
The team's what? Oh, the same or worse?
Probably worse.
I will tell you this, and again, I would like to have healthy Montgomery, but I'm very, very intrigued by a month stretch of Gibbs being the guy because I think that could change a couple of things.
But spelling Gibbs with another top 10 running back is nice.
Yeah, but we didn't really spell in a lot of games. It's not like a spell.
I mean, you're having 2 running backs that are fully rested and healthy. And
I'm just very excited for a 70% Gibbs workload because I think that would be very important in these tight games. You saw he was like one of the most impactful players. Him and J-Mo, you talk about J-Mo needs to step up too. In the NFC Championship game, those two are the players that just blew people away because they're difference makers.
Athletic, yes. They matter in the big games for sure.
Like if we play Green Bay in that playoff game you're talking about, J-Mo's got to have a day. Like
J-Mo's got to have days every playoff game as the number 2 receiver when Amon-Ra is getting double covered. He has to.
And we let our offense be our defense. We'll figure it out.
Laporta the last 2 games has been pretty good.
Yeah. We still have a great punter.
He looks healthy.
So that helps.
Offense looks fine.
Yeah.
No issues with the offense. It's the defense.
I think we'll be just fine. I'm still thinking Super Bowl. Winning it,
NFC's tough.
AFC's tough.
AFC has tough. 3 good teams.
All right, I'll tell you this.
NFC has...
If you put us in the AFC, we're not making the Super Bowl. I feel less confident because of the quarterbacks.
The cream of the crop.
Alex, the AFC has the 3 best quarterbacks in the National Football League. You're saying that it's not harder.
Well, 2 best.
Joe Burrow.
Well, Lamar would kill us, Evan.
4.
No, I don't think he would.
Well, you don't think after watching what Josh Allen did against us?
Evan, Lamar would
Lamar wouldn't
can't throw, bro.
Yes, he can.
Against our defense, he could.
Well,
people will be running wide open. He won't miss them.
He would.
That actually scares me. I don't think it'll happen.
Playoff time, Lamar would shrink.
If the Commanders did upset the Eagles, that would still make me nervous because I was looking at quarterback rushing stats.
Daniels running all over us.
Daniels runs a lot.
They scored 20 points against the Saints. Come on.
If we played Washington,
the Rizzler.
If Washington upset Philly in the first round and we played Washington, I would be way too confident. I would think we'd win by 30.
I'd be a little nervous just because they run around.
I wouldn't be nervous at all for that game.
Any running quarterback makes me more nervous.
Their coach wears a
like
backwards
statue.
Come on.
It's badass.
AFC, we would still win
scrambles
again.
don't bother me. It's the quarterback runs that are.
It's all of it. It's just
So one on 3rd and 6, and they just ran a Josh Allen sweep to the right. We had no one blocking, and I
said that was going to happen.
Team looks like Tecumseh Middle School defense. That one pissed me off to no way. There's just
the JT Barrett Ohio State play.
No
it just
one
ran
around.
it over and over again.
It's like, dude,
extra blocker. Don't have a man accounted for the quarterback.
I'd love to play Tampa. Their offense not as good as the other ones.
They just scored 40 points against the Chargers. It's a bad week to say that, Alex.
Mike Evans.
I mean, they just went off.
The number 1 scoring defense.
I'm going to make a graphic of Alex saying we are so cooked with
every time I look over at this bracket and see the teams and the star power they have on offense, it makes me
Alex.
Dude, I just hate listening to our fan base act like it's doomsday when we're 12-2. I understand the context of the injuries, but it's like,
but you have to realize
this day on Lions
this team
fan base,
the current roster started the season and played to this point. I promise they're not 12-2.
They're not 12-2.
I know that.
They're not even 8-4. They're like 6 and no 7 and
maybe
7.
We still have the best offense in the entire league.
Probably like 7 and 7.
What are the Bills? They're 10-3.
11-3 now.
All right, I'll say we'd be 8-4, 3rd in the NFC North.
But there's a thing that doesn't matter. We just have to win 2 games if we get the 1 seed. That's all it takes.
If it's a big if right now.
But yeah, we're getting it. And let's get to it. The Bears quickly. 1:00 next week. Detroit. 7-point favorites. Noon local. 7-point favorites. So clearly Vegas still thinks we're good, even if our fan base thinks we suck.
A bad team.
Over under 46.5 implied total or a score 27-20 Lions. I looked at the weather already because when you talk about Chicago in December, 27 degrees, sunny, 10-mile-an-hour winds. We'll take that any day of the week to go into Soldier Field.
Not bad.
We'll see what happens.
It's football
7
weather.
days away. I think we're going to kill them. By that, I mean, we'll at least win comfortably by 10 points or more, and it won't be like sweating down the stretch. Gibbs will probably have 3 touchdowns.
Well, we average 35, so I'll say 35. Oh, God. 35. Well, we just did play them close.
It's tough to get the other team score because the defense we have is so.
They look way worse tonight than I thought. I thought they'd give Minnesota a game.
I mean, they
looked bad. They were bad last week, too. Find the Eberflus. They were 40 to 49, 35, 16 final score.
They're playing for as low draft pick as they can at this point, too. They don't give a shit.
27-17.
35-17. Lions.
Comfortable win.
I think so. Jared Goff outside. We'll see how it goes.
So wait, it's official? We end this take with the fact that Grant thinks we can't win the Super Bowl?
I don't think we can win the Super Bowl.
If we play the Bills or Ravens, I don't feel good about it at all.
Chiefs, though.
Yeah, we got a chance. They've looked like shit this whole year. They keep winning, but they haven't looked that good. Their quarterback will still do some crazy stuff on us. I know that.
We could definitely beat Kansas City, Pitt, Denver.
Some crazy stuff on us. Yeah, give me Denver Broncos in the Super Bowl.
Denver, Pitt, Kansas City, Chargers, cakewalk, Super Bowl. Baltimore, Buffalo, dead.
And we've always had been. Even if Hutch was fully healthy, I would, and everything, like, I would.
We have our day one defense. I think it would be a very, very good game.
Yeah, but once he went down and there was any sort of injuries, like those just quarterbacks they're MVPs for a reason. That's just who they are. Those quarterbacks are both good enough to win Super Bowl, and they're going to win one. I don't really remember those conversations fully, but I don't think we ever would have gotten Lamar Jackson if I'm being totally honest.
Ceiling raiser. Remember they wanted to trade him?
He was his own agent, and he negotiated his contract for like a year, a whole offseason. It was the most insufferable storyline of all time. Not that bad. We basically covered the rest of the NFL, so I guess we don't need to talk more. Talk about a Dookie. I couldn't believe the Chargers lost as bad as they did. That's crazy.
They're killed.
They got just destroyed by the Buccaneers.
Threw his first interception in like 6-7 weeks.
Well, jinxed them last week. They put that graphic up.
I didn't see any of the games around the league, but I saw the Broncos game looked crazy. There was guys that like were fumbling the ball before they got in the end zone.
That was Jonathan Taylor too.
Threw a pick 6 on a wide receiver pass.
Yeah, because they scored 21 points in the fourth quarter. They were going to lose to the Colts, and then they ripped off 21.
I was in a rabbit hole. I don't know why. I saw a video, not the old video, talking about Jonathan Taylor. And I just, dark theory in the NFL. Jonathan Taylor dropped that fumble on purpose. So the Colts wouldn't make the playoffs because as a revenge versus the front office. Because they hated him in the offseason.
Get out of the rabbit hole. We just got a corner. Are you excited? Is that good enough for you, Evan?
Anthony Pittman, too.
Oh, no, Michigan got a corner?
Michigan State got a corner, Evan.
From
you said you only...
Texas State.
You said you only care about... Well, we'll get to it. D-line, O-line, DBs.
The Lions needed a corner. I was like, who do we get? I would like a corner.
Aaron Donald's a free agent, if you want to call him.
Oh, him and Sue? Bad boys up front. You can't tell me they couldn't give us 2 good games against the Super Bowl.
100% they could.
We would be bad boys up front. What's Nick Fairley doing?
What is Nick Fairley doing? He's probably...
I mean, this kid started his career at Oklahoma.
Alex, wrong segment, buddy.
Sorry.
I saw that already that we committed.
We can transfer. We can. No pun intended. We can transfer to
Let's
that topic
transfer
now
the
if you want.
transfers. Michigan
wait.
Brothers.
Wait.
DK Metcalf's brothers.
Really?
All right, we'll do that first, and then we'll do the CFP predictions after. Yeah, transfer portal. I feel like there's not.
You guys got some shitty Indiana wideout that got benched this year and went with the real coach. Saw that.
Did he get benched or did he get hurt? I never followed his story.
Benched.
He had 60-some catches this year.
No, that was last year.
The year before.
Cignetti didn't like
60
him.
or so.
Doesn't fit the offense.
Oh, then I don't know if I like him
How
because I like
does
Cignetti.
a 6'5" wide receiver not fit an offense?
He doesn't play, and he's healthy.
Might be a locker room problem.
And he was like one of their better players last year.
That's just absurd. Because he brought in all his transfers, he probably guaranteed, promised that they would play.
So they got that kid. They got these twins.
What
Not
twins Michigan get?
Brothers Metcalf. Their last name Metcalf.
They actually
They came from Arkansas.
They're pretty good. I
Came
think.
from
Corners.
Arkansas. I don't know anything about them. I haven't been following the weeds because it's just too much, especially during.
Well, you
all
lost Cole
sports
Cabana,
season.
so Michigan's really
To Minnesota, Evan, you have to root for them.
Hell yes, I'll root for him.
I think the most exciting part or
Southeast
interesting
Michigan
part
product, man.
Yeah, I liked him. I wanted him to be good here, but it's just he's buried on a depth chart. And I think he got hurt one of his first year, so it didn't help him. But I like seeing where the guys that leave your team end up because it kind of tells you
tells
do
you
other schools.
Yeah,
the nice way of saying it. So that was good for Cole to get there. In terms of exits, I don't really think there's any more impactful exits from Michigan's team.
Did
There's
you have
a couple
any impactful exits to begin with?
Transfer wise. So I'm saying there wasn't. I don't think there really has been.
That was going to lead them back-to-back national championships this year. Alex, come on.
There's a couple depth offensive linemen that have left that you would like to keep, I think, just in case the starters go down. But I don't blame them getting out now if we're going to bring in more people, and they were already buried on the depth chart last year. But there's been a couple backup offensive linemen. That's basically the exciting part of Michigan football is your offensive linemen. That's probably the most excited about transfer I saw today. We got a offensive lineman from Cal Poly, who I guess had a really good
Storm Norton.
That's his nickname is Storm.
I don't know. I thought that's what I read.
His first name's Brady on this website is Brady Norton. So if it's Storm, that's sick.
Oh no, there's a offensive tackle for the Falcons, Storm Norton.
Okay, maybe that's his brother. He had a good PFF grade. I don't know. I was sure. He was between, I think, us and Ohio State, so that tells you that was a good sign. I like taking players away from them. So
saw that.
6'5". I love the trenches. Transfer portal trenches is where you should build. This is also one thing, I guess, the only Michigan part that might be more interesting. The thing I've been racking my brain about, we did hire an offensive coordinator. That was after we got off, I think, last show. So we have Chip Lindsey from North Carolina is where he was at most recently for 2 years. From what I've seen about him, I mean, I went back. It was a good excuse to go watch some Drake May, North Carolina tape, which was very fun to watch. The thing that stood out to me about his offense is that you definitely need good receivers, and that's something that we don't have right now. So they have to need.
North Carolina had 2 NFL receivers.
They had Tez Johnson.
I mean, what was that show that Hunter watched on MTV? Football show.
Oh yeah, he was a coach in that.
The Hoover, Alabama one.
Yeah,
I think that was it.
He was the offensive coordinator there during that show.
No shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been around the block. He's
That
been on a
was
lot of
called.
spots.
What was that called?
Hunter would know
It
immediately.
was Hoover, Alabama. Well, the quarterback went to
Two-a-days.
Two-a-days. It was called that. Is that
Yeah.
John Parker Wilson as the quarterback in that?
I don't know. That sounds like an Alabama name if I've ever heard of it.
Alex was the quarterback in that show.
I didn't watch it.
Look it up. You have technology, buddy.
So do you.
No, I don't.
Um,
I don't have my computer with me right here.
Ross Wilson.
That was close.
Older brother, John Parker Wilson.
Oh,
JP.
I was right.
I like that the Chip Lindsey guy, some of his offenses at North Carolina and other stops, he does have a decent run game. It wasn't all like airing it out. So I think it's a good balance for Michigan to follow. Obviously, how hard is your job? It makes it a lot easier if you have Bryce Underwood as a quarterback. So he just has to basically don't do anything that much different than they did with Drake May because their offense was fine. Their defense was just terrible at North Carolina. So I like it from that sense. I mean, it's hard to grade a hire like that. It wasn't like a wow dream hire, but anything's better than Kirk Campbell. So you really couldn't do worse.
How does he have any connections to this coaching staff?
Evan, you want his bio blast?
He doesn't really. I have it all. He doesn't really.
Sharon Moore know this guy.
Do you want his bio? Do you want his stats?
Really...
2010, quarterbacks coach, Troy. 2011 to 12, some high school.
He was at high school before all this.
Yeah.
Oh, and that, I guess. Yeah. In Alabama, the Alabama guy.
Yep, he's from Alabama. I played at Alabama. 2013, offensive assistant at Auburn. 2014-15, offensive coordinator at Southern Miss under Todd Monken. 2016, offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach at Arizona State. 2017 and 18, offensive coordinator, quarterbacks coach at Auburn. 2019 to 2021, head coach, Troy. Went 15 and 19. And then 2022, UCF offensive coordinator, QB coach. 2023, 2024, North Carolina QB coach. So, been a coordinator several times.
If you're looking at the
jumps a lot.
Yeah, which is fine. I mean, I'm not going to have an offensive coordinator for 5 years in college football.
Agree.
But his bright points, I would say, are obviously coaching Drake May was big, and he did well. They were like a top 7 offense in the country. I mean, it helps when you have a guy that good. And then for Auburn, he was with Gus Malzahn. So again, offensive-minded coach doing it. But they had Jarrett Stidham there, Kerryon Johnson, and they were one of the only teams in Auburn history to have 3,000 passing yards, 3,000 rushing yards. So good balanced attack there is what I was reading about him. So, I mean, again, you need the players. They need wide receivers. That, when I wrote down what does your team need out of the portal, Michigan's number one thing, they need people that can catch the football. They need more offensive linemen. They also need a QB that can compete with Bryce Underwood and potentially start if he's not ready. And I think they could use maybe one more running back. The kid that I would love is that kid from Alabama that they're linked with is Justice Haynes. He would be a great addition. He was recruited by our running backs coach, Tony Alfred. So we'll see how that goes. But that's offensively. Defensively, you could always use defensive line help. I mean, you're losing Mason Graham, Kenneth Grant, Josiah Stewart. You get Derek Moore back, thankfully. But you need defensive line help, and you're going to need some secondary help. Losing Will Johnson. Safeties, you should be fine with people coming back. But you need the trenches. Then you also need wide receiver and a QB. So that's really what they're looking for, I would think, if I was a coaching staff there the rest of the way.
Can't disagree.
We'll see. Don't really need tight end room. I feel good about. Feel like there's some young guys blossoming. Played okay in the Ohio State game, so I feel good about that room. Linebacker's fine. You get Barham and Ernest Hausman back, so you should be fine there. You might need depth, obviously, but I wouldn't go get it like a starter at the linebacker position. That's pretty much it. Anything for Michigan State? I'll tee you guys up. I saw you add Amari Kelly. I haven't watched his tape, but I liked what I saw from him. Looked like a cool cat from where is he from?
Auburn, Middle Tennessee State.
Middle Tennessee State. And then got an Oregon State offensive lineman.
Probably should have got him yesterday. Or last year.
What the hell was he doing?
Is Jonathan Smith coached more of his players? Brantley's the only loss.
Yeah, but he's done that every year.
He's also
might come back.
Plays
he came back last time.
Staff closed the door. He's not coming.
Oh, Insider Alex.
He's visiting the SIP this week.
Jaron Glover went to Mississippi State, so the 2 Mississippi boys.
Yeah, whatever.
Well, Mississippi State's the worst SEC school.
Yeah, to your point, I don't think Michigan State lost anybody of value.
Respectfully.
Brantley, most games I think he's ever played in a season is like 8 or 9. So,
don't disparage him. He was solid.
Yeah, he was good this year.
It's a physical sport. Everyone's going to get injured. Come on.
Because he's
talked about injuries for an hour.
Because he's 140 pounds.
Well, he also picked off Dylan Gabriel twice. So.
Oh, you got a Kent State receiver too.
Yeah, Krishawn McGray.
Around 6 o'clock.
I love that. We need some wide receivers. Give us some.
So yeah, we got 2 wide receivers that were from a non-power 4 that were very good, which I think that's a good blueprint for us. Not the Mel Tucker types that are former 5 stars that suck.
I want a wide receiver from Beaver Dam Falls, Wisconsin again. That's what I want.
RJ Sheldon.
Who were you referring to before that?
So good.
This McCray kid from Kent State, he's got a little Jaden Reed vibe to him. Who also
40
transferred
catches,
from a MAC
700 yards, 9 touchdowns.
on a terrible team, too.
Long of 68. That means he can stretch the field from Avon,
He
Indiana.
makes some plays. He's fast.
5'10". Oh, yeah. What a team you're building out here.
They say he is going to be Jonathan Smith's Silas Bolden. I don't know if you guys know who that is, but he transferred from Oregon
familiar.
State
He's going to be on the
Texas.
Longhorn semifinal appearing team here in a couple weeks.
Yeah. So that's
had a huge game against the Georgia Bulldogs.
That's the gadget. Evan, you said you don't care about receivers, but we only had.
This is what I said in the group chat. Positions of value. I said I don't care anything besides.
Anytime we send
O-line,
a commit,
D-line,
he says he doesn't care.
O-line, D-line, and corners.
But for the record, Nick Marsh was the only receiver on our football team that has a catch. So we kind of needed some receivers.
I'm not faulting that. I think.
So you should care when we get a good playmaking receiver.
Okay, this is
to pair with our quarterback.
Me building a team. Okay.
No, yes, no one denies it.
I don't care really who is catching a pass. I think if you have a good scheme, able to draw a couple plays up, okay, you can throw the football to just about anybody, okay, with a pulse. However,
but Evan,
if you do not have an offense or defensive line, your team will not succeed. Championship-wise, no matter what. No matter how good your skill guys are.
It's fair.
But when you put skill guys like Jalen Naylor, Jaden Reed, Kenneth Walker on a bad quarterback and bad offensive line, you can win 11 games. So.
Not a bad quarterback.
Okay.
Single season touchdown passes record at Michigan State. Who holds it?
Fine.
Peyton Thorne does. Thank you.
I'm just saying give Childs those type of weapons.
Now, he
That's a good thing.
Have Kenneth Walker, NFL, Jaden Reed, NFL, Keon Coleman, NFL,
Jalen Naylor, NFL, Connor Hayward, NFL. You have a lot of weapons.
Hayward out.
If you have a bunch of weapons, you can fill the offensive line developing.
But if our offensive line was better, I think we'd beat Purdue.
You can lose to Purdue on the road with that amount of talent.
Still gonna get our ass
Agreed.
by Ohio State 56.
Agreed.
We'll see. They're a different program now.
For a team that needs a talent influx, we're not going to complain about bringing in talented wideouts and talented skill players. And
if you don't want them, I will take them.
Yeah, I was going to say,
I would love them right now.
I just want to see the depth.
I want you to care when we get them.
The depth at the positions that we lost depth in 4 seconds. It was after like 2 weeks, and Michigan State already lost like 5 or 6 offensive linemen.
Yeah, I mean, assume like Nick Marsh is coming back, so it's not like it's the
Nick Marsh is coming back. Valley just said he's coming back next year. So
our true freshman corner that was our best corner or safety, he's coming back.
What Evan? Sorry, Evan. What Alex wants from you?
We're a 2 tight end system, anyways. We always have 2 tight ends in there. So
play to your strengths.
We needed receiver talent that can create separation. That's fine. It's okay.
I think we need talent everywhere. Receivers. I think we only need 2 wide receivers.
And we brought in 2.
We have Nick Marsh is on this team, and the Montorie Foster. I think one of them can replace the Montorie Foster role. Then after that, the other guy can catch 14 balls on the season.
I think you need 3. I think you need 2 with Marsh.
Alex, we're not a pass team first.
We have a quarterback that's good at passing. We should throw the ball.
Yes, I 100% agree, but we are a run-first team.
Agreed. We need a running back. We don't even have one.
Give anybody a pulse if they have a good offensive line.
That's not true, Evan. We watched Nate Carter when he was playing not so good, and he was bad, and makes it worse. You watched Jordan Simmons,
and then all of a sudden,
ago.
Nate Carter just turns into like the second best running back in the Big Ten against Michigan, and you're like, where the was this?
Evan, you remember Jordan
Great
Simmons?
Player.
Okay,
Yeah, linebacker.
Alex.
No,
we did not have a good
shitty running back. You can't. It's nice, Evan. Kenneth
Remember
Walker, greatest example. What if we find one?
I don't want to play the what if anymore because those are unlikely nowadays.
Well, we have to bring in a running back unless you want to have two freshmen play.
What if you get a Jahmyr Gibbs from Georgia Tech?
True freshman.
Oh.
You want to play Clarizo, or whatever?
I don't care.
Evan, talent.
We got Donovan Prim. What are you talking about?
He's not even on the team.
All Alex wants is that
Who's
when he sends
the freshman that we brought in that would play last year that just got snaps against Rutgers. And every time he gets a handoff, I always say,
Mekhi Frazier?
Majid.
Sure.
He's from Texas.
When Alex sends a link to a tweet that you landed a recruit in the chat, he wants you to respond, boom, with a bunch of exclamation
two
points.
Big booms for the Kent State receiver today. So.
Yeah, that's what he wants from you. Or just like it. Simply
we brought
in
a DB today, Evan. Come on.
Yes, I'm happy about it. I'm not disappointed in any of it. I just want to see more depth at positions.
I want more offensive line. Yes.
I want more offensive line. Bad.
We struck out on our top two guys already.
I think our teams could trade.
Northwestern kid.
We could give you a couple
that kid hasn't committed
offensive linemen, and you give us a receiver or two.
Sure,
Did you see
we have every receiver besides?
We're both in on the same offensive lineman right now.
Who is that?
It's Josh Thompson from Northwestern. He has visited Michigan State, Ohio State, Michigan, LSU.
How has he had that much time to visit all those schools?
What the transfer kids do, it's crazy. They'll go to Michigan State today and tomorrow, and then the day after, they're immediately on another visit for 2 more days, and they just always visit. They're never
That makes sense. Be a fun life for a week or two. Well, all he has to do, Josh, talk to his other buddy, Josh Preeb, who played for Michigan this last year, and he'd be like, yeah, it's fun to beat Ohio State.
Josh is also from
he goes there.
Michigan. That's why we're involved, probably.
Perfect. Well, maybe he saw the Cal Poly guys and scared a little competition.
Michigan's recruiting their balls off, is all I know, so let us win one.
Yeah, we got the Larry Ellison. We got 213 billion whatever guy.
I don't think that's it.
I was thinking about the other day.
You guys going to bring in a quarterback?
Yeah, hopefully we get this. This kid's probably too good, but I saw that Washington State kid hop in there today. I would like him.
He's going to Oklahoma.
Oh, really? So,
yeah. No contact.
Well, Billy Edwards was going to go to Michigan until I said he had a visit.
No contact tag, Brad. He's already gone.
I understand.
He's too good to be a bridge quarterback.
Yeah, it's got to be the right kid. It's a tricky mentality.
You're really going to have a bridge quarterback, Grant?
You need Tommy Schuster.
Well, if I'm Michigan's coach, I'm at least getting someone that I'm comfortable starting if Bryce Underwood's not ready. Because
Davis Warren.
No.
Grant, he beat Ohio State.
No, he did not.
He was out there getting all the snaps.
He did physically take, but he did take snaps under center, but he threw for 60
yards. You don't think he's fine for
Michigan
2
State.
games?
He could play Arkansas State. We play Oklahoma at Oklahoma. We're going to play Mateer the second game of the year in Norman. I need someone ready to go.
Bryce is playing that game.
We don't know. I don't know.
Well, who are you going to bring in?
Might eat your lunch.
Yeah.
You're going to have to play that Washington State kid first week.
6-6 next year.
I just said that, Alex. I just said we're going to play Mateer in Oklahoma.
You guys don't have 7 home games.
Yes. That was my favorite part about the
miracle.
You guys
time since 1984, you guys don't have more than 6 home games.
We already knew that. They make this. You know the opponents and everything, the home and away the year before.
For us, we didn't know. And so when I saw it, I was like, wow. This is
if you're going to get the laughs in, we'll see how next year goes. The championship year is his sophomore and junior year. We're not worried about freshman year. Freshman year, get better.
Agreed. Our championship year is not next year. It's the following.
Yeah, we'll meet you in wherever that location's at.
See you in the Big Ten championship game. Rematch. The Washington State kid,
that'd be so sick.
That entered is the #1 player in the board.
Yeah, why would you not want to play for Michigan?
You thought he was going to come be a bridge quarterback.
Well, if he's got the right mentality, he can win the job. How many years of eligibility does he have left? If he just has 1, then what's the point? Just play for a year.
State quarterbacks Back-to-back years, Washington State's had the number one player in the portal.
Oh, yeah. Cam Ward was a dog.
He's 35.
We're done with the COVID year stuff, right?
Nope.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Cade McNamara is still in school, dude. We're not done with that. I'm serious.
Oh, it's 2024. They
One
could
more
technically
year.
be a freshman. And then they got redshirted. And they still have a COVID year.
He has 2 years of eligibility left.
Well, he can transfer again after he goes to a playoff game this year at Michigan.
He is not going to Michigan. He's going to Oklahoma. Yeah,
I don't think
Who'd
we
you
know.
face him?
I don't think we know anything.
He's
We'll
no
see.
contact tag. He's going to Oklahoma.
Why are you saying Oklahoma, like, for a fact?
Because they said
Alex
he
does
entered
that.
no contact tag, and then he got a crystal ball to Oklahoma 40 seconds later.
The portal is dude. You cannot keep up with that. It's insane.
I
They
don't
changed their
try
mind. You said
to.
they do a 2-day visit. They get crystal balled by Steve Wiltfall, and then they do 2 more days and
Yeah,
they get flipped the other
they
way. It's
do-
insane.
They do the crystal balls just solely based off of when was the most recent visit. I'm confirmed on. That's what they do.
Confirmed it. What
Yeah,
about
he's talked to his people.
What about Malik Murphy? You think he's a fit?
He's going to Kentucky.
Oh,
I'm saying that confidently, but like that's. Just, well, let me
Portal
just say,
boys know where they're going.
I just see tweets
Aaron
from like
Noland.
On3 saying, "Oh, that'd be cool. I'd
He
love that
can't
for Ohio State."
throw
He's young,
an
though.
out route. He's
dude,
left-handed.
did you guys see Jaden Davis's practice tape?
Yeah, I did.
Holy,
Oh.
it's bad. His mechanics are horrendous.
Yeah, it was bad.
Who's rating these athletes?
What do you mean?
Well, he fell. He fell a lot.
He's still the
Kind of
four-star.
people around Michigan, yeah, but he was like a 5 and he fell pretty hard, which means it's a glaring red flag if you fall that hard. You're seeing
I
high
mean,
school
if
football.
you have to see his throwing motion, it's very
Will you
bad.
send it to me? Send it to
What
the
about
group chat.
Bo Prabula? That kid's a dog.
Sounds like a stud.
Dude, I just want to find like whoever the MAC quarterback of the year, like Curtis Rourke. Give me a Curtis
What about
Rourke
that
to play
bum
quarterback.
UNLV kid that won the portal?
No, I
in the
won't.
middle of the season?
I won't be a Michigan fan if he starts for us. I will not be a Michigan fan.
So
Oh
you need
my God.
the Ohio quarterback, Grant.
I'm looking through guys for you, Grant. What about the
I mean,
Virginia
Caden Salter-
quarterback? Anthony Colindria,
Again,
Devin
you
Brown.
guys, the hard part is like
Devin
you just
Brown's
have
in
to.
the transfer portal.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Ohio
SMU's
State doesn't
backup
have a
is actually
quarterback.
really.
No, he's their backup right now.
Castellanos.
He's
Boston
already
College's
committed to
quarterback.
Florida State.
He already
Oh.
committed to Florida State.
I didn't know he
I got
committed.
it.
Unfortunately.
Preston Stone, that's your quarterback. He got benched for the kid at SMU because the other kid was really good, but he's like a good football player. That's your guy.
Either Van
To be-
Dyke.
I would like at least 2, obviously Bryson, whoever you bring in, that I'm like not going to claw my eyes out watching them throw football. It'd be even nice to have another one, like just have 3, because there was such a bad room. You have to like overhaul that and make sure if Bryce Underwood does get hurt, you're not throwing away a season. So they need to convince a kid that thinks he can win or play. Like, that's a weird negotiation because obviously they see the kid that you just gave that much money to, like, oh, he's going to sit. Are you serious? I don't know. It's got to take the right guy.
The
It's a
quarterback
hard
pool
little dynamic.
is not that good.
Well, we got to wait till after the playoffs are done.
Most of the top guys are already committed, and then the next group of top guys are all young guys that haven't played, so they're not.
So
any
who
better.
the hell is Ohio State's quarterback going to be?
the true freshman?
You're saying next year?
Yeah.
the true
There's a
freshman
freshman on the
coming in.
roster named Julian Sayin, who was at Alabama and transferred to Ohio State. He'll be a sophomore next year. So if they don't bring in somebody, he would be the natural progression guy of the depth chart. He was like a whole 5. They're all 5 stars, top 5 kids. We'll just see if he's actually good or not.
I can't believe Connor
Because-
Wagman went to Houston.
Why is that unbelievable? I mean, they went to Houston's not good. No,
Houston
no disrespect.
sucks.
But
Well,
he was not
The
good.
Tulane quarterback, I don't think he was that good, but like just instantly say like, yeah, I'm going to go to Duke.
Duke.
Duke's your best option.
He's number 7 in the portal.
Malik Murphy's footsteps. There's still guys that are going to come in the portal, though.
The Cal kid's good, but he's.
I think quarterbacks is different, Grant.
I don't know. I think there's a lot. Once those playoffs end, you're going to see them dip out because they wanted to be there for practice and everything.
Why
Not
doesn't
the Penn
it
State
say
quarterback.
there, Elgin?
Well, so that's how dirty the transfer portal is. I saw rumors, which I believe, because why else would he leave? He was contacted by his school, and they said if you don't get out or like risk injury, then we're not going to like pay you to be our starter. Like that's how dirty it gets.
100%
Where they're just like, you just got to
Boise
go.
State coach just went on a huge rant saying that he knows for a fact there's 13 players on his roster that are getting illegally contacted by other schools.
Apparently, Michigan
it's a
State
little
players
Wild
are
West.
getting the same poaching, but this time we are bumping up our money so that they don't get poached like last year.
I've been texting Nick Marsh every day. Just, hey,
Hey, Nick
Starbucks
Marsh
gift card.
resigned. We're fine.
Like, I don't know how just, like, all it takes is one school to get, like, in trouble for it. Like, what's one school that no one really kind of cares about, but it's a big enough name profile that, like, throw Florida State underneath the bus. Like, F it.
No, they're too big. They're too big.
They
Yeah,
have
but
one bad
Evan,
day.
everyone's doing it. Coaches.
Well,
like,
that's my thing. Like, no, like, this team, postseason ban, no matter what, regardless of...
Louisville.
Yeah. Like, regardless of record, postseason ban for illegally contacting recruits.
You know what? Michigan State. I think they should be looked into.
we're the one team that refuses to cheat, and that's why we suck. We need to start.
Yeah, you
cheating.
guys. You need a Stallions really
You know
bad
what,
on your
F it.
staff.
Throw Brian Kelly and LSU underneath the bus, and what's
Evan,
what's
there's
the
a-
coach you don't like?
James Franklin.
Dabo,
James Franklin.
but they're
Penn
not
State.
tampering because they don't even take transfers.
Penn State's illegally
Evan,
contacting
I found your
recruits.
guy for you in the portal who you should try to text and give money to bring to Michigan State.
Okay.
His name is Falili Fa'amoe.
Oh my God! Do you think I'd be able to pronounce that? I can't
He's-
even say his
He went
name.
to American Samoa High School. He's Hawaiian. He's 6'5", 320 offensive tackle from Washington State. So get that kid in.
God.
Dude, that sucks because I was actually really excited about Billy Edwards. Not like really, but I was like, I'm down for Billy Edwards.
Billy
I'd
Edwards
watch
is
him
pretty
play
good.
ball. He was. He wasn't that
I
bad.
saw that. I was like, he's pretty
What
good.
about Zach Calzada?
Zach Calzada, fifth school.
Maybe. It's a name. It's got the name value. You saw him
we
beat
don't want-
Alabama once.
You don't want guys like that.
I kind of like the Arkansas backup, Malachi Singleton. He could play a game or two for us. He could lose to Oklahoma.
No. You need young Tanner Rourke kind of guys from lower levels.
Curtis
Curtis
Rourke,
Rourke's.
the best player. Yeah, let's just quickly playoffs. I'm very excited for it now that it's actually here. The 2 weeks have gone by. I'm very, very excited for these games. Here's a question. All of these teams on Friday and Saturday, the closest spread is 7. The highest is 11.5. Yes or no, if you had to put money, do one of those underdogs outright upset the favorite?
Yes. Sucks because we don't know because we've never seen this format before. So I don't
I know.
know.
It's so exciting. It could be
Yes.
chaos. It could be, yes. Well, I think so too.
On-campus playoff football.
You know who's going to win Saturday?
Tennessee.
You know who's the number 5 rush defense in the country? Smith.
Alex is so biased by it.
I'm all in.
Them.
Still win.
I'll be sure
could,
to hard
I mean-
for SMU.
Oh,
I'd be down
I
for
will
that.
be too.
Penn
I'll
State
root for
lost
things.
their
I just don't
second
feel good
leading
about it.
rusher. Second on
Who?
the team in rushing touchdowns. Gone. Boom. Transfer portal.
Who?
Their quarterback. Their backup
Oh,
quarterback.
Pribula? That's-
Dude, he's good.
They're fine without him.
Second leading rusher.
He didn't move the line at all. He's not a needle mover. Still 8.5. That's going to be a nasty game. I don't know. The weather. So this is a big picture. We actually
Guy
are
from
going to
work's
figure out
going.
the whole. That's sick. The
14
whole
degrees.
debate.
The
I
guy
don't know who
from
said
work
that.
is going to the Penn State game
As an SMU fan.
as a Penn State fan. He's a Penn State
I hope
fan.
that guy
Oh.
has a terrible time.
He went to Temple. He's from
Oh,
what's the town in the office?
Scranton.
That's where he's from.
I'm very curious to see the theory of Southern teams going north. Like we've always joked about that. There's only 2 of them where it's Tennessee, Ohio State, and SMU, Penn State. But like that's just fun to see actually play out and see
Tennessee
what
and
happens.
Columbus is like 4 hours away from each other. It's not that far north.
Yeah, it is kind of like
It's
It's
you
an
have to
extra
cross
quick drive.
Kentucky. That's it. Might be 3
I
hours.
think I'm probably going to be wrong. People can copy picks in
You
the
think
bowl.
Tennessee is actually going to beat them?
Yeah, I do. I
I
honestly
picked
like all
Tennessee this
the
morning.
only favorite I feel good could cover it. Ironically enough, is the biggest favorite. I think Texas is going to beat that team by like 14, 17
I
points.
do
think
feel
they're
good
gonna
about Texas.
get
as
crazy.
well.
I feel
But-
very good about Notre Dame covering.
I know. I feel like I'm in the minority. I will bet earned money on Indiana money line and also spread just to be in with the boys. That game's going to go. It's a classic 2 ways. I need to see like a couple drives and see if it looks like the Ohio State game. I just think those defensive linemen from Indiana, if they can hold up a little bit and stop the run, because if you can make Riley Leonard have to throw on 3rd and 6 or 3rd and 7, I feel good about the Hoosiers' chances to go 4 quarters with them. It's just, are they going to be able to run it down their throat and get bullied? Like, are they? Because I don't think Notre Dame's going to get crazy and start throwing the ball around. That's not who they are. Are they going to be able to run over Indiana? And I'm going to bet that they can't, but they might. And that'll just go to show that they don't have a good of a roster to hang with that team. I like them as an upset.
No.
I don't have anything about SMU Penn State. I probably will not bet that game. I don't feel good about it at all.
SMU
Maybe the
has
under.
a better quarterback.
Maybe the under. I don't know.
Better uniforms.
What uniforms are they wearing?
Texas.
They wear
I'll
the
take
white
spread.
uniforms.
And then I'm gonna go with Tennessee spread for sure. I just don't know if
Very
I'll do money line as
important
well.
what helmet SMU.
Ohio State wearing all scarlet, I believe. They're scarlet out. Their
You
stadium.
know what I was thinking about on Saturday?
How funny it'd be if they lost.
No. How
No, probably
TNT really dropped the ball and not having Vernon Lundquist call their playoff game.
They should have
Like,
given
you could-
CBS boys.
ABC probably got to pick everything. It's not like TNT gets to decide who calls the games.
Yeah, I don't think they did.
Unfortunately, it would have been cool. I agree with you,
Why
but
why wouldn't TNT not be like, hey, these are our broadcasters?
because when Alex read off all the names, they were
They
like
were
all
all
just the
ESPN.
ABC.
I
people.
get that part, but
It's probably going to be the ESPN or like college football playoff presented by ESPN on TNT. It's going to be something stupid like that because I don't know.
It's probably going to be the
how
same. I would guess, though. Yeah, the same
but
graphics
TNT is
package.
owned by
the same
Turner,
shit.
and it's going to be CBS. I would think the graphics going to look a lot like CBS. If Brad, you could have had Brad.
Well, they suck. I'm out on them actually after this year.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
They don't know anybody's names.
Well, they just hated their jobs.
You know, I saw
They do
rumors.
Indiana, Michigan games for 95% of the year.
Yeah, it's true. I saw rumors. We'll have to see if this is true, but apparently, like the CFP is in charge of a lot of the game day production at these games since they're playoff games, even though they're on site. So, like, allegedly, this is all rumors on the internet. So, see if it's correct or not. But like Tennessee gets their own like hype video before the game at Columbus because they're like it's a playoff game. And that's just not the spirit of these home games if they do that shit. Like if it's like 50-50 between who they give music for, like they control the music and the traditions aren't as there.
I saw a rumor saying that Indiana's timing of them running out onto the field and before kickoff is they're going to be running out onto the field as Notre Dame's hype video is going to be playing.
I like that.
What game are you guys most excited for?
Friday
I do
night.
Notre Dame.
Notre Dame.
Yeah, that's
Indiana.
so
That game's going to
First
have me
one.
jazzed up.
Because I like Evan's gonna disagree, but that's the game I can close my eyes and I like see the path that Indiana could pull that off.
I just think that's the first one.
What's
the first game
what was
of
that
the new era.
Clemson, Texas.
Ooh, I like that game.
Is that on Friday too?
No, it's
Saturday.
on Saturday. There's only one game Friday.
Say it's a standalone. It's a night game. 2 teams from the same state.
Yeah.
I mean, that's gonna be
The actual big brother of football and the actual little brother, like
just
redheaded stepchild.
absolute
always beat
cinema.
I don't
for
even
a
know if
first game.
IU's even a brother. I think they're just like they're
Long
just a
lost
different
cousin.
basketball school and Signetti though, give him 2 weeks of prep, 3 weeks of prep, however long it's been. I just feel like
Boy,
I want it to happen so
that
bad. It'd be
game's
so
gonna be
funny.
exciting. I hope it's a good game.
Tennessee Ohio State's good. That's the most talent. Like even
I mean,
matched.
I'm pretty excited for all.
Not to be mean, I'm least excited for SMU Penn State.
Well, that's going to be the upset. So
Yeah, I don't know.
They'll rally and wake up and get ready for a noon playoff game. That's the biggest question.
Yeah.
come on.
We're going to have to see what these defenses like SMU and Indiana, they have like these stats like, oh, we have a top 5 rush defense. Well, like against who? It's the classic, like, who have you played? Will it hold up against a Penn State or Notre Dame? We don't know.
You're going to see the ponies shove it down your hoot on Saturday afternoon. It's going to happen.
If Penn State wins by like 17, you're going to be pretty sad, or will you not actually care?
Yeah,
that
I'll be
much?
disappointed. I mean, I put all my eggs in their basket, so they got to win.
Oklahoma didn't work. So now we got to go SMU.
Yeah, I just need them to get to the semis.
All right. Well,
Also, last thing, Big Ten basketball betting theory, did pretty well this weekend. Or this week.
We're still working out the kinks. I don't know if we fully have it figured out yet.
Nebraska destroyed Indiana at home.
But we don't know when to hit
I told
play,
you guys,
'cause that scared
tournament
everyone.
team. Tournament team.
Dusty May's going to be
win.
coaching at Indiana sooner than later, isn't he? If
Yeah.
Woodson keeps losing shit like that.
If he's out this year, Dusty's right to Indiana next year.
Also, Michigan State's ceiling, excuse me, is solely whether or not they can just not turn the ball over. Because, my God, it was.
Yeah, can you give like a quick 60 seconds on that game?
I tried to stay up for that game and I just couldn't.
They started out hot.
I couldn't believe I turned it back on and it was a 4-point game.
They were up by 15. Okay, credit to the team that won. Arkansas's guards played really well. They're like tournament guards. If they get if they have like their NBA caliber talent for a reason.
Typical Kentucky guards.
If they learn their discipline of how they need to play, they'll do very good in the tournament if they can get that far. But Michigan, like in years past, like no offense to Terrence Williams, good for him being with a cool dunk over the weekend. We just used to have players that just didn't have the talent to like. It's not their fault. They're just so limited. That doesn't exist anymore on Michigan's team. They have the coaching and the talent to like do whatever they want. Danny Wolf is still a crazy good basketball player. They just can't stop turning the ball over, and it's like the sample size is growing. Where like I'm expecting 17 turnovers a game at least, wherever they average, and it sucks because it's like you can't win. It's impressive they came back. I can't believe they sucked me back in. I thought they were dead.
I was like, holy shit, they're back in this game. I thought for sure they were going to win.
I want to say they'll be fine. I just don't know. It keeps happening where they keep turning the ball over. And there was one stretch in this game where they turned it over probably like 8 out of 10 possessions, and I was beside myself. I don't think I've ever seen a team look that incompetent, even though I know the talent is there, for a stretch in a game.
Unfortunately, I believe turnovers is one of those things where when you're in the middle of December and it's still a problem, it's hard to envision it actually getting much better. It's hard to really fix turnover problems like in the middle of the season.
No, you just need one of those long breaks.
No, Grant, I know it because Michigan State always used to turn the ball over 1,000 times, and it doesn't get any better ever.
No, it will.
It doesn't.
It will. It has to.
It won't.
They're not gonna. They can't have 18 a game. That's just impossible. They won't make the tournament if they have 18 a game. They'll lose more games than they win.
I think
you can't sustain that.
The hype on Michigan may need to be a little calmed down because they have some big flaws.
That's really their only one that I see is they can't.
They have a lot of talent, over. But defensively at sometimes, and their turnovers are.
I would push back on defense. Their defense has actually been better than I thought this year. I thought they'd be worse on that side of the ball compared to offense, but they've actually been pretty good defensively.
Your point guard also is serviceable, but I'm not.
Oh, watch your mouth on Trey Donaldson. I'm a Trey Donaldson.
I'm not the biggest fan. I don't think he's that good.
Well, I mean, compared to what we've had, he's a lot better.
Well, yeah.
Kansas State sucks. I've been hate following.
I check in on them, see how Coleman Hawkins is doing.
Yeah, they got guys getting kicked off their team. I hate everyone on that team. I think
they suck.
Anyways, that's hoops. Big one against Oklahoma. Another top 15 matchup
game?
for the boys. Wednesday night Jumpman Invitational.
Oh, I got to be at my holiday party.
Got to win that one. I need to see that one win because I really want to get that ranked win.
A little nervous. Obviously, the good graces of the top 15 ranking will be gone.
Well, they're 24th now. Yeah, they'll be out of the top 25 if they lose.
So, at least you're still ranked.
As Evan said, you just have to win 10 Big Ten games in this era, and you can usually make the tournament. So that's all you got to do.
10-10 in the Big Ten, you think gets in this year? Only 3 undefeated Big Ten teams left.
You guys got in at 9-11 once. There's enough talent in the league to pick off games.
Yeah, we're just good. We beat 3 top 5 teams at the end of the season.
Yeah, they've just got to win a couple Big Ten games with people ranked.
Do you know the 3 undefeated teams in the Big Ten remaining? Undefeated Big Ten play.
No, not
Michigan State.
Correct. Michigan. Correct.
Well, Michigan. I was going to say Michigan hasn't lost to
one
Big
other
Ten
team.
Northwestern.
UCLA.
Maryland.
The rest of the Big Ten all has a Big Ten loss.
Already.
We're good then.
Ew.
That's our goal. Just win the conference.
There's only 3 teams at the top of the Big Ten right now.
The cream of the crop. UCLA, Michigan.
UCLA.
Interesting.
All right.
See UCLA come back and beat Arizona the other night.
They came back and beat Oregon.
Oregon's ranked 10th. Wow, good for them. All right. That's episode 195. Cheers.
Cheers.
I don't have anything left.